Adelaide Oval on a Saturday night as the players warm up and get ready to go. Boak, of course, the skipper for Port Adelaide. Big job ahead for them tonight. They are currently 11-3, second position. Now tonight, the decibel meter is out because this crowd has been astonishing in noise levels produced at the Adelaide Oval this year. Since the inception of this ground, so we're going to check it out tonight. When Port ran out, that's what it registered, 106.7 decibels, just under the jet aircraft. I believe that's a jumbo size one to Tim Watson, and of course Seattle Stadium, which is in the Guinness Book of Records for the loudest sports stadium in the world. We're going to keep an eye on that tonight, boys.
I don't reckon they'll get Seattle tonight, but they do get pretty loud here at the Adelaide Oval. The skippers come into the middle. Travis Boak there.
Steve. Brennan, this is Steve. Steve, head and a tail, your call, away you go. Tails is the call, and head it is.
Head it is, so Boak wins. It's been a fair bit of rain around here tonight, so maybe 1,000 or two short, but they are starting to come in a little here now as Travis Boak goes back and delivers the news to his team that they are kicking the direction of that magnificent stand. Well, something that's become a great tradition here in this crowd, very similar to what they do at Liverpool, of course, where they sing the song together, you'll never walk alone, and of course they hold the banners up there as well. Well, Port fans are singing these days an In Excess hit, Never Tear Us Apart, and it's going around the ground like a beauty, and I think it's going to catch on. Never Tear Us Apart, In Excess. Crowd getting right into it, loving it. Fantastic Port Adelaide initiative here amongst the crowd, and it fires all of the spectators up, and we are ready to go. Tim Watson and Matthew Richardson. Lingy, how did that sound at ground level down there?
Oh, that was sensational, BT. Everybody singing, great atmosphere down here. Can't wait for this game.
Heppel was absolutely on fire last week. Starts with a footy in hand, Zaharakis.
Well, let's hope that matchup continues. Boak and Heppel.
Winderlick Danaher a little under this footy. Did well on that occasion. Homps to work his man under the footy. Now Hocking. Fast hands to Stanton. Keeps it alive here. Port got some numbers back. 4-on-2 in this contest. Impey out the back. Port Adelaide get a touch. Pittard here with the footy and first chance to use it. Hartlett.
There's a real surprise too for Essendon. Winderlick looks like he's actually started behind the ball. Generally plays as a forward.
And Watto, it looks like Hocking is now settled on Travis Boak. That was the matchup you would have thought pre-game.
Yep. Well, he generally goes to the number one midfielder in the opposition, but that's a real surprise. I doubt whether Winderlick's ever played in the back half.
So crowd's a big thing tonight. Largest crowd between these two sides was 43,000 when they opened Colonial Stadium, as it was known back then, in the year 2000. Well, they've averaged 43 at this ground in their 7 or 8 games this year. Can they break the all-time crowd record between these two? Danaher's got it, always swings onto the left, looks magnificent. Little pokey one, though, wasn't his best effort. In there is Carlisle, worried out of it. In the absence of Trengove, Carlisle get a second go. May not run him down here, O'Shea along the ground. Jakey Carlisle gets the first.
Wait for the chimes, then throw the ball over.
Well, here's the ball that Port Adelaide couldn't clear. Carlisle just staying with it. Lucky enough just to pick the ball up and dribbling it through, and that's a wonderful start. All coming from half-back, that stoppage at half-back.
Gee, I think it was Homps there that made the mistake, handballing back inside. Boundary line's got to be his friend, surely. Free kick going Port Adelaide's way in the middle. Before that ball up, so A free kick for them as Pittard comes charging through the middle. Long ball forward, Bagley up over the back. There's Montfries, the former Bomber. Heppel, some attention from Corns was nice for him. There's Winderlick, who Tim spoke about, starting behind the footy tonight when he's so good in front of it. Westhoff to Stanton, and now the Bombers out of defence. Zaharakis, have they got the overlap number? No, they haven't. Port have got him one-on-one downfield.
Timmy, you spoke about the height advantage. Danaher has Jonas at the moment. He's got 13 centimetres on him in the air.
Yep.
So Jonas will want to try and body young Danaher under the football.
Guys, just have a look at this here. If you look behind the right goalpost, this is why the free kick was paid back in the centre of the ground to Port Adelaide. Kane Corns was just knocked over, well away from the ball, so the umpires paid the free kick directly from the centre bounce.
Ryder knocked down. Not sure I really caught a glimpse of it there. We might try and have another look when we get a chance. Here's Ebert going forward in the tackle, wanting the free. Stanton likewise. Corns went to ground when he probably didn't need to. Close to the line with Wines. Let's have another look now. Just at the top of frame here, behind the goalpost. If you like, top of frame behind the goalpost. And just there.
On the 50-metre line.
Ball, yeah.
It's just a
looks like Goddard might have gone to him, and of course Corns has gone to Heppel.
Soft free kick in the context of the way this game is going to be played. Here's White. Look at the pure speed. 40 in closing. Woodwork.
Gee, that's why he's been such a good player this year, Matty White. That burst of speed to be able to separate out of a pack situation, it's just invaluable in this day and age of football with plenty of numbers around it and congestion. If you can burst out of it like that, you're a damaging player.
Right of the target here. Schultz spoiled the party in the end. Hartlett fed the handball through in there to Lobe. Opportunity at the ground level. Now with Pollack. Around one, around two. Not sure what to do. With the deliberate underground handball to Corns, and he said the boundary's my friend.
Gee, they're quick on the spread, aren't they, Port Adelaide? I don't think our side escapes as quick from congestion as what they do. And that's going to really trouble Essendon if they can get their hands on the ball often around the scrimmages, Port Adelaide.
Great view of the setup. Lobe in front of Ryder. Wine, strong, Pittard. Second inside 50 entry, Hurley.
Yeah, terrific use of the body there by Hurley on Westhoff.
Play on.
Goddard.
It's a big kick, this.
One of the few players that can take that kick. Gee, got bowled over there. Who was that? Hocking.
That was Hocking who went down.
Brave.
It was brave to still go and reach for that ball, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's always going to be over his head, and you can always think with a long diagonal kick like that there's going to be something coming, like a missile in the opposite direction, which is exactly what it was there with Jonas.
He got roasted in the middle of that, did Heath Hocking. And I'm not sure he'll even be able to take his kick. He won't.
And that's a double bunger for Essendon too, because he had the job on the really dangerous boat.
You can see Essendon's intent, though. They're going to try and come in the middle.
And in fairness, he is a guy that would normally make that kick, Goddard, and one that you definitely give the licence to go inside. There's Impey.
That's great play there by Impey too, just to put himself into that position.
Made it hard work for Pittard, and giving away the free unnecessarily was Ambrose. There's Hocking recovering. Dr. Bruce Reid there with Heath Hocking. Looks okay and ready to go. Lingy doesn't seem to be feeling the effects too much.
No, he's pretty tough, BT. That kick will go out of bounds in front of Justin Westhoff. Heath Hocking just getting checked out by the docs. They'll go through all the checks that they need to do to make sure he's not concussed, but he looks pretty healthy. It was a big hit in the ribs and the head as well, but geez, he's tough to get up from that.
That was way more courageous than I thought it was initially when I did think it was courageous. That was a big go. Myers from the stoppage. Mongrels it deep inside 50. Did well O'Shea.
Lingy, we might just get you to keep an eye on who goes to Boat now that Hocking's been taken from the field. I think he's going to be okay. He probably just needs to clear his head, but they'll make sure there. We see now on screen now Howlett's actually picked him up.
Yeah, Kane Corns is running with Dyson Heppel as well.
Sure. Impey, Collier, O'Shea just kept it alive as Hobbs goes down the line. Schultz is able to mark in front of Hurley here, just short of the wing.
They've got a good setup behind the football here, the Bombers, so Port won't be able to go fast.
That's where they can get you, can't they?
Yeah.
Adelaide out the back quickly like that, but they had the numbers there. You're quite right, Richo, just to cover that.
Boak forced to go down to the line, and wasn't his best. It was touch off the boot, so it was never going to be played a mark. And now Myers is hovering over the top here. Wingard, Mitchell to Hartlett. Hartlett just trying to move it forward, did well. Ebert wasn't clean, but Hartlett gets a second go. Beautiful centering ball. Monfreid's good body user, did well that time. Goddard, little clumsy over the top. Melksham did well. Some World Cup soccer skills coming to the fore there. And the man that's been asked for a lift, Chapman, gets a touch wide. The crowd tonight, I mentioned, may well be a record crowd between these two sides. Colonial Stadium, the opening of, was the record crowd between these two, and they've been averaging 43 at this ground this year, and if they break their average or get their average, they'll beat that record crowd tonight.
Well, if they get 47,000 BT, it'll be the 9th time this year they've had 47 here. In the whole 23 years of Footy Park, they only had it 47,000 9 times. They've already equalled it.
Never seen it turn around so much with the crowd get behind a club when it all looked hopeless and lost for them. I've never seen such a gathering of the troops that David Koch and those in charge down at Port have been able to get together and bring together as one, as their new song indicates. Never tear us apart is great. Pittard, this time not what he wanted.
BT, you mentioned the fact that Paul Chapman has had a bit put on him during the week from his coach to lift. Well, Adelaide and Ken Hinkley in particular want to make sure he has a quiet game. They've sent Dom Cassisi to him. Cassisi will play a really close checking role to make sure Chappie has no influence on this game.
Just have a look at the height difference here between Homsch and also Joey Danaher. Now, what Kenny Hinkley's banking on is the athleticism of Homsch. As we see Gray and Chapman just having a bit of an altercation there. The athleticism, oh, wow.
Couple of punches thrown there. There were 3 or 4 punches in that. And I'm telling you now, in slow-mo, you will see those. They were fast because these boys are good.
Get the ball back to Robbie.
But there was a little fist or two in there.
It's always the retaliator. I reckon Robbie Gray got the first one in and Chappie retaliated.
Bit of history with Chappie, isn't there, with Port, I think dating back to about 2007 or thereabouts. Off hands, Mitchell got unloaded by Hocking. He wants a bit of retribution as well. Dempsey to Bagley, didn't handle it. All of a sudden the intensity's gone up here. Zaharakis, oh, it's a hot ball. Chapman through the middle, Zaharakis, long kick. Danaher underneath, did well to bring it to ground. And now Corns to relieve pressure. Short ball finds Broadbent. Hasn't it lifted a cog or two? Just a little bit of spite enough to motivate these two mobs. Goddard out the back to Stanton, who says, come at me. Stanton goes to a one-on-one. He likes it, Lobie and Ryder. Now, who's got the recovery skills here? I would have thought Ryder, but look at the desperation of Lobie to beat him to the footy. Pittard's been all over it here in the first quarter. Well done for him. Little handball in the end on that occasion from Zach Merritt. A little too much on it. Now, have a look at this. Let's have a look at this here. Couple of jumperies to start with. A little forearm then.
There's history there too. Chappie got reported for hitting Gray in his last game against Port Adelaide for Geelong.
That's a little bitch slap there too.
There's a little bit going on there.
Got that one in as well.
How'd you score it?
I'd like to see slow-mo. I think it was 2-1 Chapman with no knockout. No TKO.
Well, they're on here.
Westhoff to White. The speedster winds up on the boundary line. Delivery long. Here comes Schultz. Loves to get over the back. Hooker did really well.
This is a good start by the Bombers, though. In front of a massive crowd, they've slowed them down. They haven't allowed any really quick entries. And if they have been in there, it's been shallow. It's been about 45 metres out like that one. So, great start for the Bombers.
I think there are problems at the other end at the moment. They're just not able to hold the ball in their forward line.
Gray. Deliberate along the ground handball to try and find the opening here. Again, Gray. Now Cassisi, the former skipper. Through traffic, Mitchell. Umpire said not far enough, so keep going. Around the corner. Opportunity, long footy, O'Shea. Big pack flies. Wingard was meant solidly by Bagley. Here's Heppel, fast hands. Zarakis. Kick wasn't good. He wanted the inside kick at the last minute. Tried to work it around the body a little more. And Port at this venue won 7 of their last 8 games. Their only loss at this venue last week against Adelaide.
So Ryder's just come off the ground, Timmy, so that means Joey Danaher is now in the ruck, and he's got a free kick.
It's a big ask for Lobby, isn't it, to ruck pretty much one out.
Look at this. They've gone to that spot again and again, and they're going to keep going. Here's Chapman. He didn't get all of that kick. It was slightly off the side of the boot. Collier was able to make it look better than it was. Around the ball, high footy. Carlisle the target. Jonas there as well.
Yeah, Westhoff will be the one, won't he? He'll have to go in there, but Loby's going to do 90% of the work tonight.
Lowered his colours last week to Jacobs, and it's been a big year for Lobby too, because for most of the year he's actually battled one out, and he's done the bulk of the ruck work on his own. So you'd expect him to tire at some stage.
Broadbent it was that kicked that footy back into play. Here's Winderlich. Plenty of time to gather. Got some numbers spread across the centre. Winderlich, such a smart, intelligent footballer. That one was to a man under a little bit of pressure, though. Boat to Westhoff. He stands, doesn't rush. Kicks to a 1-on-2 here. The Bombers should win this if they work together.
Well, that's why they would have played Winderlich behind the ball, BT, because he is such a smart player. They talk about his smarts as a forward, and obviously he's been very good in the early part of this game at just picking up the play and the nuances of playing as a defender, even though it's pretty foreign to him.
Danaher, really good body position on Westhoff there.
Over the shoulders.
That's an Ollie Wines free. He wants to go straight away. Probably someone needed to apply the block of the Shepherd there once they realised it wasn't coming their way. Merritt's in amongst it. That was Zach Merritt. Now Port. Couple of one-on-ones up here. Bagley did well not to infringe against Wingard. Westhoff there, really good at getting a foot at it normally. So just the one goal kicked in the opening 7.5 minutes here, and that is to Jakey Carlisle. Opening 14 minutes, I'm sorry. Westhoff off hands.
Essendon lost their 2 best kick-in type players too, in terms of Fletcher and Hibbard. Yeah. They generally share the load, so they're going to have to find themselves another kick-in player.
Well, I noticed Winderlich took the last kick-in. Hurley looks like he's taking this one.
Yeah. It's not only that, it's Hibbert's good for 25 a game, and Fletcher's a pretty high disposal winner as well, coming out of the back line.
You read anything into the Fletcher omission, Tim, or not?
Wow.
Great mark, Westhoff. Is that a no, Tim?
Only that, I mean, we know how old he is, Dustin Fletcher. I think they were concerned about the small Port Adelaide forward line tonight too, and the fact that they play up so high and they like to turn their opponents around.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he doesn't play against Port Adelaide, have a look at that. With Fletcher, they win 9. Without Fletcher, so he's...
Can't we make a stat work?
Yeah, we love a stat.
We can make it work when we want to. There's no doubt about that. Collier. Impey did really well. Pittard. Handball was a little fierce from Ebert there. He gets an opportunity. Pack off White to Hartlett. Went around the body. Trying to really drill it in. Danaher, great hands at ground level. The ricochet ball sets up an opportunity for Howlett. Off the Melksham boot. Under the pump here, too high on Cassisi there. Advantage paid the umpire. O'Shea's got to go. Umpire said you took it. Pollack. Nice use of the footy sideways to Ebert. Ebert now will send it long. Westhoff here. Here comes Wingard. Got a hand on it. The recovery was real good as well. Hartlett in the way. Boak trying to shovel it out. Who was that put their head over the footy? I think it might have been Pittard again, or was it Wingard? It was pretty damn good. Now Homch.
Gee, the Bombers have got everyone behind the footy here. They've been in 12 times, Port Adelaide. Haven't taken a mark yet. It's going to be a tough night for the key forwards. Ebert
being pushed wide. Monfries gives a really strong lead out wide. So did Wines, and they share it at the end as a result of that. Monfries around the corner. Here's Schultz. Wingard high. Off hands, Hartlett tackled the moment he had it. Gee, the pressure's good. The pressure's real good from both teams.
Gee, Wingard, he can get up. But that's what it's going to take at the moment. It's going to take a big hanger inside forward 50 because the Bombers are really getting their numbers back.
It's a bit like rope-a-dope at the moment, though, isn't it? I just wonder how long they can hold on to this Port Adelaide side at the moment, Essendon.
Yep. Are they holding back the dike? What are they doing? Zaharakis to Melksham.
It looks like they want numbers back, and then they're going to just have to run and carry the length of the ground because they've got no one really forward of this contest here, the Bombers.
And Richo, both teams, we look at Jakey Melksham, bit sore there after that tackle. Both teams want to use the corridor. Their ball movement is really attacking through the corridor. Both teams know that, so they're both defending the corridor really well and not allowing that quick ball movement from either team.
Howlett bowled over in the middle. Picked up by Jackson Merritt. Pollack through some traffic. Found an opening. Here's White. Can he straighten them up and go here? Could have run a little further. Montfrey's off for the lead. He honoured that. Bagley's got him in the tackle. Has he got the footy? No, he hasn't. White followed up his own kick. Unbelievable. And then the kick in is Schultz. Oh, Matty White. Sensational stuff.
Yeah, please.
And that was a quick ball movement that got Essendon because they were able to go really wide, and Essendon really still didn't have time to get their defenders back there in numbers as they've been able to do in the early part of the quarter. Great play by Matty White, that follow-up.
Gee, I reckon that was out of bounds too.
It was close.
Very similar to the controversial bets, one at the opposite end. Schultz leads the Coleman medal, and that's going to assist in that area as well.
Well, Matty White's been so important. This was early on the night. Look at the distance he put on Brent Standing there with his great speed. And then, of course, this one that led to the Jay Schultz goal. His ability to just put his head down, break away with just pure speed. Been so important, the recruit this year, Matty White.
Ryder from inside the centre square, good mark.
He takes short steps, though, Whitey, doesn't he? So he is moving quick. But he looks even quicker because of the short little steps he takes. He's got a flame tattoo on his ankle as well.
Which one?
He's got a big flame on his ankle, Whitey.
He's into hot rods or something?
Oh, it's not a good setup, that tattoo he's got.
Oh, no. Corns. Cut off by Hurley. Look at the shot of the crowd on the hill under that magnificent old scoreboard and the very Australiana gum trees. Heppel. On the wing.
It's important getting back in numbers here too.
Carlisle trying to palm it down to himself. O'Shea there. Out the back, Jonas. Ebert finishes with the kick here, and he really takes him on. Wasn't his best, Hocking.
Go quick here.
And he does. To Stanton, who puts a fair bit of chip on that footy and moved out of the way was Carlisle by Ebert. I'm not sure that should have happened. Opportunity at ground level for Ambrose. Broadbent will get there.
And there's a real problem, isn't it, for Essendon in the early part of this game. If those kicks don't stick when they go forward to Danaher or to Carlisle, because they're smaller and they're more athletic, Port Adelaide, they're getting great run and rebound from that part of the ground.
Hold there. Push out behind. Play on.
It's just not a weak link out there when you look at Port. They're just all contributors, aren't they? They all do something. I mean, that's a silly thing to say because every player does something, but they seem to do it at a high level. There's the rather strange sort of octopus flame. Is it?
That's not Matty White. That's Pittard.
Yeah,
that's better than Whitey's. To be honest, if Whitey had his time again, he wouldn't have got this tattoo.
That looks like a thrush pipe, eh?
It's really catching on. Opportunity there is White. Wearing the socks up these days. He's a little embarrassed. Wingard around the corner. Myers will be happy with the boundary line here as Wines closed down on him. Did really well there. Myers really well. Got it into Stanton, who's had a lot of the footy already. That's possession number 8 for him.
Now, play on.
Eye contact.
It's a game of chess tonight, isn't it, Watto? It's just...
It is. Just further to that point I made before. At this stage, Port have had 11 possessions inside their attacking 50. Essendon have just had 2.
Holding his arm down for
That's the undersized defender giving away a free kick.
Carlisle, too far out to score, just sends it and puts it into the hot zone. Goddard were originally looking for a runner. Danaher's got a free here.
Well done, Carlisle. He didn't wait.
And there's a clear example, Richo, of the two defenders being undersized. Here's the first one, holding the arm, and then the second one just trying to get Joey Danaher, who's over 200 centimetres under the ball. Here it is, Homps just pushing him under the ball there.
And it was just great that Carlisle just got it in quickly. Get it in there, and that sort of stuff can happen. Defenders panic when they know they haven't got support down there around them.
Danaher taking a lot of time to do up the boot, and now a pretty important shot on goal, and they applied the pressure on him, the Port Adelaide crowd, and the goal umpire did the rest. Broadbent. Westhoff sets himself. Good pair of hands normally. Ryder tapped down. Bagley took him on. White was there. Gray, did he have the footy? Stanton, fast hands. Heppel outside. Nice work. Found Zach Merritt round the corner. Here's Danaher again. Reaching over the back. Couldn't get hands on it. A little one out the back door by Collier. Melksham, brilliant smother by Cassisi.
And that's what they have to do if they can't mark the ball, Danaher and Carlisle, because they are the key targets down there, the big targets. They can't let the ball go over the back. They've got to bring it to the front.
Merritt. Deep. Danaher, bit of space here. The shepherd by Ambrose just gave him a little opportunity, but went to ground. Collier now on the left boot. A reverse torp. Carlisle did well. He was attacked from all angles there, Carlisle. Almost an infringement there. Umpire lets it go, and I think it was O'Shea clearing kick, but now the Bombers set up behind the footy, and Winderlick. Short ball.
Gee, have a look at the numbers there. Try finding a target in there. Good luck.
Dempsey, if anyone can do it, he can. Thought he could have gone along to the square there. Carlisle had his man one out, not sure why.
Yeah, and you're better off putting it there, BC, and just allowing the ball to come to ground and see if you can manufacture something at ground level.
Have a look at this. Monfries is having to hold up play so Port can reposition themselves to get in attack mode.
Luke Darcy has just tweeted in from Bali, BT. They're Moreton Bay figs down behind the goals. The big trees.
They're not gums.
Yeah, they're fig trees.
Well, Stark.
Darcy's getting involved from Bali.
Gee. Around the corner, Zaharakis wanting to run the whole country at the moment, Darcy, and he's not even in it. There's a Lobe knocked down to Howland. Howland around the corner, high footy. Getting back Jonas, read it beautifully. Monfries. Knock away Schultz from Hurley. Regather, reload. A Mungle into the danger spot here. Danaher, nice little palm down. Merritt turns and goals for the Bombers.
Great tap here by Danaher. Here's the high ball, just taps it down. There's Merritt at his feet, and that's what they need to do. I mean, that's as good as a possession there.
He's a pretty intelligent player, I reckon, Joe Danaher.
Yep.
Sees the game well.
2.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Hartlett, Gray, back over to the running Hartlett. Hartlett goes long and deep without great accuracy, though. Dempsey did well in front. Mitchell works hard. Now Dempsey on that left foot. 2 minutes remaining.
It's unusual, isn't it, that the umpire would elect to throw the ball up as opposed to bounce the ball.
I think he told them he was going to throw it up. I think he's worried about the
Lost
moisture.
confidence already.
Well, if he elects to throw it up, then throw it up, Richo. Don't get it 2 metres above sea level. Throw the thing up, Richo. Get it high.
You are obsessed with throw-ins and throw-ups, Brian.
Just get it high. Give every player a chance. Wingard. High footy. Inside 50. Bombers by a goal. White tries to get it working left to right. Getting back and wondering which way it's going to bounce was Winderlick.
He's dangerous tonight, Whitey.
He's
really
got some
dangerous.
real speed, hasn't he, at ground level?
Well, it's that flame. It just gives him a little bit extra punch.
There's no flame.
He's got a flame tattoo, I'm telling you.
He's had it taken off.
That's looking south here, away from the Moreton Bay fig trees. Free kick Port Adelaide's way. Lobe.
That's
obviously a ruck infringement.
Yeah. It was interesting. Just before the last bounce, Lobe actually went to the umpire just seeking a clarification on his bodywork and got himself into the right position. That's clearly a free kick there against Ryder, who had the harm on the shoulder.
Yep, absolutely. Correct decision. Lobe to finish. To square it up with a minute remaining in the quarter. Lobe should goal, but has missed. Down at the end, which we have the decibel meter reading the level of noise in the crowds here tonight. Bring you that throughout the night once we have some results.
And we need some goals to get them going.
Carlisle dropped the mark he probably should have taken.
They've gone long pretty much every time from that kick in too, haven't they?
Yeah.
The inside, outside 50 to either side of the ground.
Been real basic with it. Haven't tried to get too cute. Zaharakis down the line, looking for merit. Carlo seems to be playing back and forward and everywhere at the moment. Pittard to clear the ball out to the open wing. Just got that over the roof of the player, and now Monfree's trying to mark on the red basket, and that way it was punched away by Bagley.
Well, as you look down at the ground now, you've got Westhoff is the last player in line in the Essendon forward 50, and then you have Winderlich down the other end, so it's going to be extremely hard to score. You can see Westhoff to the left of your screen, the last in line down there.
So an extra at each end, Richo.
Yep.
Collier. Schultz, Monfrees.
And Winderlich will just mop up here.
That's the extra, as Richo has just pointed out. That's a good and a nicely weighted kick to Collier. Now he's got Chapman on, who really ran. Took the mark, keeps going. Chapman brings a high ball in. Danaher out position. Siren sounds. And that score should count, and it does on the bounce. So it will be the Bombers here. 2-4-16 to Port Adelaide, 1-4-10 at quarter time. Essendon by a goal here, but this was lively early in that first quarter. The two little tough nuts, yes, they got 2-1, I reckon. Chapman and Gray, 1-1 there, and then another one from Chappie there, 2-1. I would say insufficient force in any of those. No player worse for wear, even though there was some contact made. Get on with it and see what happens. Score at quarter time, 1-4-10 Port, Essendon 2-4-16. What do you reckon, Tim?
I reckon your boys would have had to do something dramatic in the backyard for you to actually pull them up, B2. They would have had to get the axe or the chainsaw.
There was not a lot in it.
No, you're right.
There,
I mean, he threw his, it's just a bit of parting of the hair as we go down to
What are you hearing there, Lingy?
Well, just down here with Kenny Hinkley, still just addressing the troops behind me. He's obviously focusing on some big things from the first quarter. They had plenty of the ball, plenty of entries, plenty of inside 50s, just didn't take their chances. Getting quite wet down here, so it is going to be a low-scoring night. Kenny no doubt needs that. I'm sure that's what he's addressing with the troops right now, but certainly taking a long time with them. He wants to get his messages really, really clear. They've got a few things that they need to fix up really quickly in this second quarter to make sure that that lead of Essendon doesn't get any further. Essendon now, their players are all out on the ground. They're all waiting for Kenny Hinkley. We're all waiting for Kenny Hinkley, but he's making sure these Port players know exactly what they have to do in the second quarter, and even checking the board again with assistant coach Gary Hocking there and Jared Polak. So Kenny just doing everything he possibly can. Kenny held them quite a while there. What were the last messages to the boys?
I'm just trying to get a few structural things right, Lingy, because the conditions are making it pretty difficult. It's going to be a tough game all night with the conditions. You've got to have to take the most of your chances.
Well, you had plenty of chances, didn't you? Plenty of inside 50s, just not able to actually capitalise on the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of numbers back in the end, and we just didn't go through them the way we want.
Thanks for your time, Kenny.
Well, just to add to that, 29 inside 50 so far, 16 to Port, 13 to Essendon. Only one mark, Jay Schultz's mark. So that's how hard it is to take a mark in there tonight.
Boak bowled over. Myers able to pick up and advance it forward with plenty of metres gained with that kick. And the substitutes tonight, Young and Hardingham.
That's going to be interesting, though, too, isn't it? How, with that dew and that wetness of the ground, how long Essendon go tonight with that really tall forward line.
Yeah, well, Jason Winderlich said before the game in the pre-game show they were going to go small at times, and that's definitely going to have to be the case at some stage.
Interesting battle between the ruckmen, isn't it? There's about 4 free kicks that have been paid against them already.
Yep, umpire is all over at the moment, rightly so. There's Chapman. Zaharakis caught in the tackle. Hocking was able to get it away. Carlisle deep, but he's out of bounds on the full.
I was trying to put the squeeze on Port Adelaide. Every Essendon player's in Port Adelaide, or in their half now, Essendon's half.
Jonas gets it as near to the boundary line as he can, and it's almost a perfect kick in there.
Yep. Get to reset themselves, Port Adelaide. And this is where they can be really dangerous, just bursting out of these stoppages.
Well, one-on-one matchups everywhere you look. Lobie over the back of Ryder this time. Wines. Wingard at it. Little feeding handball. Didn't quite get to Polak. Dempsey worked through. Boot on ball. Gave Ambrose a chance. Howard went and he had. Ebert's hurt his shoulder. Hartlett's got cracked and Ebert's really hurt the elbow or shoulder there.
Yeah, he's got plenty of tape on that shoulder.
Bit of a stinger maybe. Not Gary Ablett style, that's for sure. But he had a go. If you've just joined us, the news is Gary Ablett with that shoulder dislocation today. More on that at half-time.
The man most likely at the moment around those stoppages is Hartlett. He had plenty of space at that boundary throw, and he's had 11 disposals already.
Broadbent wide. Wines in front, paid the mark. Or the free kick, in fact.
Complete package, this guy, isn't he? He can take marks like that. Powerful unit around the stoppages. He's strong. Just can do everything.
Looking great. Taking a long time. Ryder over the back. Bagley in front. Off hands and boundary line. Port number 1 for marks inside 50. Number 2 for inside 50s. And number 2 for goals in the comp. But they are really having trouble getting that part of their game going tonight.
They can't get enough clean ball at this stage. I mean, Kenny Hinkley touched on the fact that it's quite wet and dewy out there, and that's going to make it difficult for players of both sides to control the footy.
Very heavy rain in the hour leading up to this game here tonight. We have no rain since the game started, but very heavy in the hour leading up. There's Zaharakis looking for the give and go from Stanton. Got it. Wide handball now, Dempsey.
They've got a one-out chance here now inside 50.
Collier. Here they go, but look at the second man get back to help out. Gee, it was a great interception. Really well done by Port Adelaide on that occasion. I think it was O'Shea. He's got plenty of ball in the first quarter, but he worked his butt off to get back there. A little bit too cute for Jake Carlisle there. Collier rips it out. Now Impey, Jonas, all combining with the handball. Corns it was, over the top. Wines. Beautiful low ball to Monfries.
That's why they're such a good team, Port Adelaide. That transition defensively by O'Shea to get back and help was outstanding.
Great kick to exactly where Boak wanted it. You saw the little point. Boak over the top. Impey saying, come on, clear the path, or Wingard it was, saying clear the path. He has a bang. From there, perhaps...
He just pulled this kick at the last minute. He was going to kick it to the top of the square, but he saw the Port Adelaide player there and he just tried to pull it back and centre the kick, but he just didn't get nearly enough on it. Did they look dangerous then when they broke again, Port Adelaide, didn't they? They had that space out the back. They're the number 1 side of being able to create a goal out the back like that.
Carlisle went really early and an obvious infringement there.
Guys, just really quickly, Brad Ebert, you mentioned him, went to the bench. He's getting his left shoulder re-strapped, jumper off as you just saw then, but looks like he'll be right to come back on once it's strapped.
Okay, Stanton gathers. Interception, Boak steps through one, Gray, now Wingard, fast handball, Montfrees, Winderlick, his former teammate, got him, Bagley got him with a ripping tackle as well.
Great pressure.
Well done, the Bombers.
They were
Bagley
gone 2 or
appealing
3
for
times then, BT. They kept at them, the Bombers.
Boak, Hartlett, a little bit of time, touch ball. You heard the umpire's call there.
Gee, I just feel that he's getting too much space at the moment around the stoppages, Hartlett. I know they're putting so much time into Boak, but Hartlett's just getting off the chain a bit.
Great kick.
To Winderlick, Stanton it was.
Melksham has to work really hard here. He was free.
There's Chapman. He worked hard at the footy, but the ball was just a little short. Not paid the mark, touched, and he won't be happy, Chappie.
They've turned on Chap, the crowd, just for one little love tap earlier in the game.
Let's have a look here.
Gee,
Well, he got it. He's right, Chappie. He definitely held it long enough, didn't he?
had enough of that, didn't he?
Yep. Ryder really created the space on his left-hand hip there. Cassisi, little poke through. Westhoff to Gray. Gray a centering footy, not much happening there. 3-1 in favour of the Bombers. Bagley has to be perfect. He is here to Merritt. This is Zach Merritt. Down the line, kick to Stanton. Stanton knocking up, getting it here. He's had 13 possessions, leads all possession getters on the ground.
It's a brave kick. Gee, that's a good kick.
Look what it does, though. It opens up the plane.
And they have gone for that kick all night. Congratulations to them, Ryder wide. Now that's interference on Winderlick, so he'll get the free.
It's risk reward, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I mean, if you're brave enough to take that kick, it can open up for you on the fat side.
Here's Winderlick, nice ball, found Danaher. He's got the range in the kick, and this is where I like him kicking it from, because he knows in his head that we don't expect him to kick it from here, and so he'll relax a little more on it.
I reckon he gets more power through the ball here.
Yeah.
He builds more momentum when he's this far out.
It's a much more natural stroke of the footy.
He's kicked 14-12 on set shots this year.
Is he a left to right of B2?
Yes, I think he is, Tim. And he'll kick this one from just outside the 50. If he gets it nicely, it will go, but he didn't. Falls well short, didn't strike it well at all. Off hands in the end, so another big crowd here at Adelaide Oval. Let's have a look. Was it a free? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely it was. Broadbent.
On there, Joe!
Wide. Port Adelaide's last month hasn't been great. They've lost 2 of their last 3 games to Sydney and Adelaide. Their only win in the last 4 weeks has been the Western Bulldogs, where they got up by 72. So they're looking to regain a little bit of rhythm. As well, and the Bombers, well, they're just fighting for a spot in the 8 to play a significant part this year. It's on the line here for them tonight. They've also just won 1 game in the last month. Zarakis. Ambrose back to Myers, got a left, worked onto it nicely, snuck it through. Good kick, Myers.
This is great follow-up play here by Myers, but that was a tap over the back there by Lobby, which was a very risky and attacking move, and great follow-on play there by Myers, who's got a huge leg on him.
Back in the middle.
So he's lucky not to get a free kick then.
It's Heppel, great little handball, Howlett. Corns to Gray. Gray through heavy traffic. Great penetration, little right foot banana. Stanton couldn't hang on. And a trip to Schultz. It was a little lucky and fortuitous for Schultz.
See, that kick from Robbie Gray that went inside 50, it ended up being a good kick because it was just a mongrel. And something's come out of nothing here, and this isn't the man you want on the set shot. He's kicked 39 9 goals, 6 from set shots this year.
And averaging basically 3 a game. Jay Schultz gets a little bit of momentum in his run-up. Like to see that. Got very close to the man on the mark. Had a bit of a poke at it. And Schultz has all of Port's goals so far. The leader of the pack, David Koshy. There's a lot of bald heads in that picture. And Koshy one of them. And he has corralled and manufactured this crowd like no other. Congratulations to him and his team. Done a brilliant job. Heppel out of the middle. Goes wide looking for Hurley. Jonas was there, had a piece of him. Impey careful, Merritt on the end of it, advanced it forward. Funny little kick, Danaher pushed out of position by Hopch. Did well, now Chapman. Sent the ball along the ground to Merritt. That's Jackson Merritt. Look at the Bombers here, 4-on-1. Myers slipped, Collier let him do all the work. Eventually Heppel. Dempsey, no looker out the back. How was that? Party trick. Howlett's ball in the air. The counter-attack's on. Whoever wins this did well, Bagley. Imposed his body. Gray steals it. Wingard tried with it, just the one-handed pickup. Boak set up on by 3 or 4 Bombers in there.
Wow, yeah, that's a real win, isn't it, for the Bombers?
They were out there in Port. They had all that space to operate in, and there's been a shift. It looks like Carlisle's actually gone back and Hurley's gone forward, so that's a significant move by the Bombers.
I wonder what his thinking is there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was just going to ask that question.
Well, Westhoff, Carlisle's gone to Westhoff, so maybe it's the athleticism of Westhoff that they're concerned about.
Hurley's, yeah, he's got a bit of height on Hurley. Maybe it's just the centimetres that he's worried about, but it's not a big marking night forward.
Carlisle and Westhoff there, playing on each other. Both born on the 1st of October. Those two share something in common at least, as Dempsey marks at half-back. There's that kick again. Back in on the angle, back into the corridor. And that was probably one of their cleanest tonight. Goddard was unable to play on, though. Short ball to Collier. So I admire the Bombers trying to get it inside. Danaher needed to mark that in the hands. The recovery for a big man was simply brilliant. And the right foot not preferred kick to Heppel was lace out, and he let his teammate down there. Heppel, he relaxed too much. Now Ebert on the counter-attack. Schultz couldn't stand up. Slipped at the last moment. Hooker out in the back. Stanton and Hooker again.
Yeah, players are going for chest marks because they're worried about the greasy ball. I think you're still going to try and take it out in front because you could at least get a free kick with chopping of the arms. This is outstanding. A 200-centimetre man on his non-preferred foot.
How well balanced.
If Heppel tries to take that out in front, he may draw a free kick for a chopping of the arms. So easier said than done. Very easy from up here.
Jack Hopch. He went the mongrel talk, then out wide and really off the side of the boot in these conditions. Impey tidied it up a little bit around the corner, but he's kicked to a 2-on-1 in favour of the Bombers. Stanton beautiful to Winderlick. Winderlick immediately looks down the line on the head of Chapman here. Hurley backs in.
Hands in his back. Essendon. Hands in his back.
Heard the call. Chapman the recipient. He'll get it to the top of the square. I tell you what, got a little bit of space to do his work now. They get back on him.
Definitely the better team at the moment, the Bombers. They're winning the contested footy, the inside 50s, 9-5, clearances, everything's in their favour. Just need to try and make the most of this little bit of dominance they've got at the moment.
And Richo defensively as well, doing a great job. How many times have we seen Port Adelaide be able to go through the middle, play on quickly like they've done all year? Essendon defending Port absolutely perfectly at the moment.
There go Port, Gray, through the middle. Essendon try the run-down tackle. It was slipped. Now Gray keeps going. Nice presentation on the ball to Monfries. Strong leading effort by Monfries. Hands weren't great, though. Difficult ball to mark in these greasy conditions. And now Monfries fighting for his life. Gives a bit of an ear massage to Heppel.
And right on cue, Port Adelaide do exactly what I just said they haven't been able to do all night. Well stopped by Essendon, though, scrambling defence. That's the first time we've seen Port be able to open that corridor up a little bit. Essendon have got to make sure they stay right on their game because Port can hurt teams in quick bursts.
Should be a coach, Lingy. Just a genius.
About that time of the year, Lingy, when you'll be making a decision too, I think. I'll ask you about that if we get a moment in this game. Merritt out the back, Melksham, Soccer off the ground, Collier kept it alive. White on the chase here. Collier did well on the left. Mark will be taken by Hurley.
2-on-2, go quickly here.
We had a hairdo bun last night. We've got a hairdo bun tonight. Schoenmakers and Hurley, of course. Over the back by Hurley. I don't reckon it was touched. Soccer off the ground by Goddard. I think he'll be credited with the goal.
Joe.
So that was a great kick there by Collier out to Hurley in the first place. And he had even numbers there. He went quickly to the numbers, got out the back. Good body work there by Merritt.
Does Goddard get a boot on it?
I think he did.
I think so. Brendan Goddard. He's been... Yes, he has been credited with that goal on the stat sheet. Here's White. Biggest lead of the game. Bombers by 13. It's gone exactly the way the first quarter went, where the Bombers kicked the first, Port got the second, and the Bombers the third. So, repeating itself here. What can Polak do to change that? Long way out, right behind him here. To the hill. .52 metres out, that's on line. It's all about the distance. The accuracy is fine. Line's almost.
They didn't exactly kill that then, the Essendon defenders, did they? Again, it was Gray out of the centre. He is so dangerous at that part of the ground, what he can create.
He's had 3 inside 50s this quarter. He's the man most likely for Port at the moment.
Playing a real strategic game here, the Bombers, aren't they?
That wasn't.
No. Jonas. Go sideways if he wants. Oh boy. Here comes Hurley. Bearing down on Hobbs. Got him with a tackle. Where's the support? There's Howlett. There's the third one. Merritt. 1, 2, 3. Now Merritt needs some composure. Around O'Shea. Gives it to Hurley. Hurley thought about it for a moment. Gave it to the expert Chapman. Round the body with a big attempt at goal. Missed.
He was just a little bit far out for his snap. If he was 5 metres closer, he would have kicked it because it just curled too much.
That's become a dangerous kick in these conditions, hasn't it? That square-up kick across half-back.
It can't be too bullet-like. It's too hard to take. It's got to have a bit of loop tonight.
That is a sick feeling, though, if you're in the shoes of Homsch, when you just know you've made a big mistake and everybody is coming and they're going to kick a goal and you hope some teammates arrive to help you.
Here they come again. Stanton this time. Nice. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that kick and say it was deliberate.
No, that was a good kick. Most important thing now is to not let the ball out the back there. Again, Paddy Ryder did a good job at making sure it stayed in front. And Stanton, who's been really busy this quarter with 7 disposals.
That's their first mark inside 50, and they've had 12 shots at goal. So they've had to manufacture it, and this will be a handy break in these conditions.
Directly in front is Ambrose. A very, very handy break. Inside 50, stuttery run up, but it's very, very straight. Bombers lead it by 19 points. Well, that's in amongst the Moreton Bay figs, I'm told, and on closer inspection, they aren't gums. They are definitely Moreton Bay figs, and that's the standing room part of the ground, a bit of lawn up behind the northern end goals. Here's Gray out of the middle, some fancy footwork. Got met with a tackle from behind. Zaharakis burrowing out of a hole. Myers, a touch of the fumbles there, but recovered it nicely to him. Now Stanton with possession 17. Merritt again, of the Zach variety. Gray, Ebert, Goddard sensed the fumble, straight onto it here, the Bombers. Zaharakis picks it up with a bit of space and time. A drilling football. Here comes Danaher. Polak did well to drop into the space. Really nicely done. Chapman's got to go back. Just lost flight of it, was able to get a fist to it at the most in the end. Hartlett inside, nice to Schultz. They all back off the mark, so Schultz is able to go, put it into the pocket. Here's Boak and White. White and Boak wanted some support, but Boak wanted the footy. Perhaps he should have got across with the Shepherd. And now Hocking happy to bundle it up here.
Gee, when Schultz got that footy, they had 3 players running back inside 50. I reckon it was a time when someone had to turn around and hit back up at him.
I reckon you put away those quick kicks on the lead there too that Danaher had passed to him. They're just going to be too difficult in these conditions.
Bagley got banged. Then Myers with a wide spiral. Danaher. Silly free to give away there.
Koshy could actually do with one of those Moreton Bay figs, BT.
Yes. He could indeed.
Nice little Moreton.
Yeah.
Keep him warm in these conditions.
Pittard. Down the middle, couple of bounces. Spinning out of trouble with a nice little pirouette. Somehow got rid of it to Corns, and Corns nice. Arriving late was Hocking. A little punch away into the waiting hands of Impey. Impey's kick inside to Monfries. Once again in the Dukes. Melksham did well not to offend. Picked up by Monfries. Snap around the body, high ball. Great use of the body from that man, Winderlick.
She's been good down there, hasn't he, for an inexperienced defender. He's read the ball well, and he's been really sure by hand and foot.
And has not panicked in stressful situations like that. Bagley, Westhoff and Hurley, Chapman. Merritt in there. Hurley eventually at the back door. Westhoff tackled by Zaharakis. Merritt again. That was Jackson Merritt on that occasion. Westhoff with pulverising tackle. Somehow got flicked out to Polak. Polak on the left, a straightening ball. One-on-ones everywhere here. Schultz was interfered with. Monfries got a tackle. Was it touched? Now this is going to be intriguing. He thinks he's got it, Mitchell. Let's have a listen.
It's a goal. I just want to double check it didn't hit the post. Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Just double check it hasn't hit the post.
Mitchell thinks he made contact with the boot here, and he thinks he's got it. Goal umpire agrees. But
We need Snicko. Did he make contact with it?
I think from the bottom of the foot almost.
No, it's hit the post.
Review completed.
It's hit the post.
The scorers are behind. It's hit the post.
Okay. Good one for the review system. Correction made, and everyone happy.
Oh, Robbie!
Dempsey is it to Myers.
Been good, Myers.
Yep.
Needed to stand up tonight. Heppel's been tagged.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in the half. 18-point lead to the Bombers. Don't want to concede here. Westhoff. Cassisi. Corns. Overlap Hartlett. Hartlett a low ball. I don't reckon you can kick it that hard and that low in these conditions. Players can't mark it, although Ambrose proves everyone wrong on that occasion. Here's Goddard looking for someone wide. Found Bagley. Bagley able to go long and deep. This is coming down in the right direction. He cleared the space beautifully with Lobie with one arm and marked on the chest.
How smart was Goddard then in the middle of the ground? He just checked off his options, didn't he? He was like a computer. 1, 2, 3. In the end, he looked out wide and then hit that free target. And that's a really good kick there by Bagley inside 50.
Good kick to the advantage of Ryder, wasn't it?
Perfect.
Didn't kick it on his head.
Smart, controlled, composed football.
Yeah. Great composure, as you say, for Goddard. And now the result is that Ryder lines up, nearing half-time. Kick on the way, spot on. Has it got the distance? Touched on the line, I reckon.
We've got to have another response.
Oh, let's listen.
I believe the ball's crossed the line for a goal. Can we just check to see if it was touched?
Score review. It was a goal. Confirm that the ball was not touched before it crossed the line.
It's going to be hard to say unless you've got the cameras in the goalpost, which we don't have here.
They do at the MCG and Etihad.
Yeah, they're on a trial basis for this year.
Which would probably tell you that one, but you're not going to be able to tell from these angles.
It does look like that top one that the finger goes back, but we don't know whether it's over the line.
He's inside play here, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got the back arched.
Westhoff doesn't touch it on, I reckon. I reckon that does touch Homsch, though.
It'll be the umpire's call.
Review completed. Umpire's call.
He had a good view, the umpire.
All clear.
So the goal will count. Well, Port's lowest first half score came against Freo early in the year, 32 points. Currently, They're on 20 points, and they trail by 24, which is a big margin, given the conditions and the low-scoring attitude of this game. Impey in the last minute and a half of the half here. And that's no good. We get any drizzle at all, Liggy? Is it all clear now, do you think?
No, it's all clear right now. Perfect conditions, except for the fact that rain before the game has made the ground very, very slippery, and that's why we've seen plenty of mistakes out there, but no extra rain.
Good running by Winderlick and a ripping handball by Dempsey. Talk about quick work, 2-on-1, and Danaher bundled out of the way. Westhoff marks.
Moving on. Play on, play on, play on.
So look at Robbie Gray out wide.
Exactly where he goes.
And what should be on Essendon's mind now is not to give Port Adelaide a shot at goal inside this last minute. They've got to get their numbers back.
Winderlick's down the line.
Goddard the spare back as well. The Bombers here. And Carlisle was able to get into the way of Schultz. So 38 seconds remaining here. Still either side can score from here.
They've got to cover this stoppage both sides, and out the back the Bombers, they've got a lot of numbers around the ball. They've got 2 spare inside their defensive 50 as well.
Ryder straight down to Hartlett, banks it forward. The 3-on-2 in favour of the Bombers here. Gee, Winderlick's been really impressive, although gave it out too quickly to Wingard. How about the sneaky little kick from Wingard? Dempsey put his body in line with the ball and ran at it. It was really good play. Fighting on here, they realised the importance of sneaking one here just before half-time, but I don't think it's going to come out of there.
That's the one where you just got to blow the whistle a bit quicker.
Last stoppage chance of the quarter.
Need a goal stopper here, a goalkeeper here. Yeah, Bagley just floating back.
Only Port can score from this, and they can't do that now. Dempsey and Goddard combined, so it's been a really good half of football from the Bombers. Port unable to find that space, and as a result, their inside 50s are down. A lot of work to do for both teams from here. A 4-goal to 1 quarter favouring the Bombers in that quarter. Stay with us. Got the Gary Ablett news coming up on the other side of the break with regards to his shoulder. Port Adelaide trail the Bombers by 24 points, 28-20 to 6-8-44.
Coming up, we take a look at all the big incidents from a massive first half of footy. Injured power star Jackson Trengove is mic'd up down inside the rooms at half-time. We'll bring you the best of what he has to say. Plus, we cross to Footy Central for a live update on the D's Dockers clash.
The absence of Trengove. Carlisle get a second go. May not running down here. O'Shea along the ground. Jakey Carlisle gets the first.
Just having a bit of an altercation there. The athleticism.
A couple of punches thrown there. There were 3 or 4 punches in that. Great mark, Westhoff. The danger spot here. Danaher, nice little palm down. Merritt turns and goals. Another full house here at the Adelaide Oval in what is brewing as a really, really good game. Bombers by 24 points at half-time, 6-8-44 to Port Adelaide, 2-8-20. Port just able to kick just 2 goals to half-time. Unusual for them, Tim and Richo.
Well, the conditions are conspiring against that, aren't they? I mean, it's really tough out there. It's almost like a cake of soap, the ball.
Yeah, there's numbers back at each end, but Essendon have just been able to manufacture more in their forward 50.
Now, we know that Gray and Chappie have a little bit of history. In fact, if we go back to last year in the semi-final, we never saw Chappie again after this one. I think he got a week for that, and of course it all fired up again here tonight, and playing in different colours, of course, but they got involved early in the game and they enjoyed the little stouse. Neither of them back away.
No, they didn't. And look, I'm not sure that much will come of that, actually. It looked like there were a lot of arms being thrown and elbows and things, but I'm not quite sure that any of them connected with any sufficient force. I mean, the head goes back there, but Chapman actually hits it on the jumper.
Yeah, Gray got the free kick, but Chappie was actually the retaliator. I think Gray got him first. Nothing in either of those.
Hey, look, early in the game, and this one in particular, where both teams really need the win. I mean, Hocking was just incredible the way he stepped back to be the meat and the sandwich on this. The courage there was unbelievable.
And they've put it away a little bit in the second quarter because of the conditions, Richo, but they were trying to actually get that diagonal kick inside the corridor. But I think Bomber Thompson might have said at quarter time, look, boys, it's just too wet, it's too risky, put it away, go down the line if you possibly can. But that's as tough and as brave as you'll see out there on a footy field.
We saw Liverpool out here a year or two back. Never Walk Alone was sung and 80,000 people were there. Well, I tell you what, they've got a nice little tradition going here at the Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide as well. Never tear us apart, of course, in excess, and got going early, Richo, here with the crowd.
Yeah, they did. You can buy those scarves, and a lot of Port Adelaide fans have, because most of the people in that bottom deck had them, and they get them above the head like they do at Anfield in Liverpool, as we have a listen.
Fans were really like. Yep. I can see this growing with them. Something like that can grow with Port fans. That will appeal to them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think this is going to get bigger and bigger, and I guess the challenge is going to be for the other 17 sides in the competition to come up with something that's actually going to be similar to that.
They've done a great job, David Kosh and the boys here. Let's get to Basil Zemplis. He's at Footy Central. A lot of footy happening around the nation today, Baz, and where are you going to start us off?
Good on you, BT. Yes, good evening. We're going up to Darwin tonight, the top end to kick things off, and it's Melbourne and Fremantle. Ross Lyon, of course, and his old mate Paul Roos, his old sparring partner. They're good mates from the Fitzroy days, and of course from Sydney. Pardon me, and at half-time it is 28 points in favour of Fremantle. So the game pretty much going according to plan, although it was pretty tight at quarter-time. It's been a very low-scoring affair, I've got to say. Ballantyne with a couple of goals in the first half. McDonald with 16 touches for Melbourne and Spur with 15. It is fair to say a game that has not risen to any great heights, which is probably exactly how Ross Lyon would like it. They get the feeling that the door is just opening, with Hawthorn obviously losing last night and a couple of other games in an iffy situation. Pearce has been terrific last couple of weeks for the Fremantle Dockers. This is interesting on half-time. Subin and Mzungu having a spirited conversation, you might say, as they head to the half-time break, but they needn't be too bothered. 28 points, Fremantle in front at the major break. Today's other scores: Richmond over Brisbane by 25 points, Vickery with 4 goals, Cochin with 37 disposals. He was terrific, the skipper. Adelaide over GWS by 68 points. Eddie Betts, following on his brilliant form from the showdown with 5 goals, 1, and Rory Sloane, 32 disposals. And that last line, well, a really significant result. The Gold Coast Suns, 5-point winners over Collingwood. It's questionable whether this is a bigger win than the Geelong win a couple of weeks ago, but in front of a full house, absolutely massive. Dying stages here, 2 minutes to go. Clinton Young, unbelievable, drops a sitter. He would have been 35 metres out directly in front, having a shot on goal to put Collingwood in front with less than 2 minutes to play. Hard to believe that he dropped that mark. I mean, we can't really come up with any excuses for him other than he just wanted to make sure that he had it in the hands before he spent it, and unfortunately he was unable to do that. That was one huge talking point out of that game up there on the Gold Coast. The other one, of course, the Brownlow medal favourite, Gary Ablett, injured, and not controversial circumstances, but a very good tackle from Brent McCaffer. Midway through the third term, he appeared to break the fall with a left elbow. The left shoulder popped out. We can tell you now that the shoulder is back in. It took a while to get it back in. Steve-O post-match will have all of the injury news and all of the other ramifications, which of course includes Brownlow medal betting. He is the favourite for the Brownlow medal. So it's a really significant injury out of that game. But Gold Coast by 5 points over Collingwood, a massive result. Petra Kvitova, the 6th seed, practising. She goes against Eugenie Bouchard tonight, the 13th seed. 13, some would say. 10:30 on 7-2 tonight. It is the women's final from Wimbledon. You'll see it all on 7-2 from 10:30. So lots of interest right around the globe, guys. For now, Back to you.
Very nice work, Baz. Thank you very much. And Ablett, the big news, of course, there, isn't he? A betting suspended, by the way, on the Brownlow medal.
That doesn't look good. I mean, the best case scenario would probably be 2 or 3 weeks, and if it doesn't repair properly after that, or knit properly after that, then it's a shoulder reconstruction. So that would be the rest of the season, which would be absolutely disastrous.
I think Lingy said before the game that if you miss more than 4 games, no one's ever won the Brownlow medal from that point. So it's going to be touch and go for Gaz.
Listen, on the other side of the break, Jackson Trengove is going to join us live in the rooms as he speaks to the players. We look forward to dropping in on that chat to see what he says. But yet another player that Ken Hinkley has brought the best out of at Port Adelaide. This power midfielder has come a long way since the club selected him at pick number 55 8 years ago, Robbie Gray.
When I heard my name read out, it was obviously a fair shock. You know, it all sort of sunk in the next day, and I was really nervous about coming over. I didn't know anyone else that sort of got drafted or anyone that was over here, so you know, that was a bit nervous as an 18-year-old kid. We had a few years there where it was pretty tough. I probably learnt more off-field about my preparation and, you know, how I need to take care of my body, and, you know, I'm seeing some of the rewards for that now. I suppose the thing that stood out with me with Kenny is just really honest and a real straight shooter. We always felt we had the talent at the club and the players, but Kenny and the rest of the coaching group's really been able to bring out the best in all the boys, but it's only halfway through the season. We've still got a fair bit of work to do yet.
Bombers by 24, but these guys don't care. It's just getting out on the Adelaide Oval, the Noisest Oval, the practice of the running, the practice of the pointing, a little bit of dancing, and a very proud grandfather there. Of course, that was the grandson of Koshy. I think that one there, I think his name's Oscar, kicked it off above the knee. He plays for the Cobras, and he's just starting to get hold of the kicking thing. He's got a multiple knee down the leg, and Koshy's going, not sure whether he's going to make Port Adelaide squad or not with that sort of stuff.
Just checking the half-time score there, BT. It's the Bombers by 24 points. Stanton's had a very big first half, as has Zaharakis and Myers. Hartlett, the top ball gatherer for Port Adelaide. Jay Schultz there with their only 2 goals. And the goals spread there for the Bombers, and expecting a resurgence in this third quarter from the Port Adelaide side.
Now, Jackson Trengove, just a couple of moments ago, is one of the leaders of the back line down there, not playing tonight, had this to say to the players in the rooms.
Good inside. Hey, strong over the ball. Keep working. One-on-one's good. Real good one-on-ones. Keep your feet slippery. Just keep your feet. Keep attacking the game. Get the backs to move the ball. Game's open, we've got to open it up. Good inside. Real good. Feel good? Yeah, just be positive. Keep running. Good work. Let's move it. We're sitting one side and we're going down the one side. Let's take the game on, move the ball like we want to do, get them off balance a bit. They're setting up for us and they're just waiting for us to kick it to them. So they get it. Let's take it on. Like, get Jazzy, get Jasper to take the game on. Keep working. Oh, use your kick. Take the game on. We'll get exciting here. Let's go, H. Keep putting the head over it, mate. Keep working, buddy. Big, strong man. Big, strong man. Keep working off. It's going to start turning. It's going to turn. Let's go, mate. Let's go, Jasper. Keep taking the game on. Hey, plenty of spark. Plenty of run, mate. Run all day. It's going to start turning, Rob. Good work, Rob.
Nice insight to what's happening down there. Of course, Jobe Watson on the other end. By the way, Jackson Trengove and Carlisle both not playing tonight. 2 really big outs. He's a big out as well, as we know, Jobe Watson, of course. But it was interesting. They didn't initially give Jackson a lot, did they?
Well, they were both talking about the fact that it's very slippery out there, which is, I'm not sure the response he wanted from both those players.
No, perhaps a little more lively towards someone that's trying to help you out would be good, but I'm sure they took it all on board and we're ready, just about ready to get this one underway here in the second half. Richo, we know the Bombers have played a really tight game, not allowed Port any space. They're normally leaders of inside 50, leaders of marks inside 50, and as a result, leaders of scores. Can't get that happening tonight, Port.
No, they can't, because Essendon have been really, I guess, disciplined at getting back behind the football. Winderlick has sat back there all night, but the whole team has had a focus of getting back behind the footy and making it hard for Port Adelaide to score.
Liggy, what do you make of it all?
Well, BT, for me, it's been in the middle part of the ground that Essendon have just been fantastic. In particular, Tim mentioned them before, Stanton, Zaharakis and David Myers is really dominating around the ball, around the midfield part. And David Myers has been the interesting one. With Joe Watson being out, of course, that big-bodied, strong midfielder who can stand up in tackles. I reckon David Myers has just filled that role. Now, I'm not saying he does it quite as well as Joe Watson. Watson, obviously, a Brownlow medalist and a superstar, but David Myers has just been that strong, big-bodied presence. He kicked a great goal tonight, beautiful kicker of the footy, but he's been the one that the other teammates have been able to feed off a little bit. Stanton and Zaharaka's getting on the end of some of his good, strong work. So Port Adelaide, they're going to have to fix up that middle part of the ground so they can give Jay Schultz and Montfries a little bit more use of the ball. Bring this crowd into it. They're certainly keen to yell and scream.
Thanks, Lingy. About ready to get this one underway. A noisy arena. Got the decibel measurer here tonight. Tim, I don't know whether you've ever used one of those.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Have you used one on your farm, B team?
No, I haven't, but we are measuring here tonight, and we think that this stadium will be the loudest in Australia, if not tonight, by the end of the year, that is for sure. Perhaps even rivaling the Seattle Seahawks, which is regarded as the loudest stadium in the world, Richo.
I don't think it ever will, because it's got that open end, which the noise can escape out of, BT.
Oh, Richo just spoiling the party as we try to get all Port members up and about and excited about achieving something. Richo's gone bang! Nah, you guys are no good, you can't achieve it.
The Seattle Stadium was specifically designed for it, BT.
It's an important 5 minutes here for Port Adelaide. They've had their spell at half-time. I reckon they'll be expecting a bit of a surge from themselves here.
They will indeed.
I mean, they're a proud team. We know how fit they are too, but you just wonder about the effects of a 6-day break after the showdown too, BT.
Yeah, you do. By the way, Tim, black armband's been worn by the Bombers tonight. The passing of Graham McMahon, of course, the former chairman of the club, due to pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, no, he was a really strong figure for the club over many, many years, and our condolences go to Glennis and the family.
We've got a change already. No loose numbers back at the moment for either team.
Graham McMahon in charge through that great 2000 era, of course. Sad passing for actually his family. Condolences to all, and the wider Bomber family. Here's Wines on the wing. Mitchell back to Wines. Tries to break through. Ball fell a little short for him. B. Chapman's got to go. Gray did. Guess what? It was nearly another confrontation between those two. They have a habit of meeting mid-air. Those two. Jonas. Hurley. Kept his feet, Hurley. Well done. Shoveled it out. Melksham. Fast hand. Zaharakis looks for another outside runner. Found it. Stretching Danaher. Couldn't get there. Homps. Cool, even though he was down on knees. To Jonas. Counter-attack. Is the game going to open up? When is it going to open up?
Boak's gone to half forward to try and do something different with the tight tag on Hocking that he has.
Hartlett around the corner. Cassisi, Boak, I'm sorry.
Well, that was good. He got on the move and was able to find it on the lead. Make Hocking do something different.
Guards there, let his man Winderlick go. Off hands Westhoff. Gray in the pocket, wants to open it up a little bit. Third time he's gone underground with a handball tonight. They've all been pretty good as well. Myers to Winderlick, who's been excellent behind the footy, as Tim Watson mentioned very early in this game. Jason Winderlick, Danaher, Lobe did well out the back. There's Mitchell.
Early signs are that the game has opened up a bit, hasn't it?
It is, and it looks like they want to move the footy. Oh, I agree, Tim. It's got that feeling about it. Westhoff, did he get clubbed on the back of the Scott? He certainly went down like he did, and he's not getting up like he didn't. So West, let's have a look in the replay here. Just a clear. Oh, yeah, he got the Cale Hooker clubbing.
That's the Glenn Archer special.
The back of the head. No wonder he went down.
Should be right on his distance here too. He's going to have to kick from about 55, maybe a little bit further. Breezy conditions. It's going to be hard to get his footing.
Light new ball though. Westhoff, as Tim predicted, a little bit short. Swatting it through their rider.
Almost back him in, wouldn't you, on a dry day in perfect conditions to be able to kick from that distance, but it is going to be more difficult for the players. As we know, it's been a difficult first half, just the 2 goals scored by Port Adelaide.
Stanton and Hartlett, the two leading possession getters for their respective sides tonight in this game.
Move it on. Play on. Sydney.
Just a 8-goal collective first half from both sides. Stanton along the boundary line, went with the dribbler, kept it alive. Corns was there, Melksham's there as well. Merritt. Impey. And ball backwards, under pressure here was O'Shea. Impey around the corner with a ball to half forward. Not a lot here happening at the moment. The Bombers bowl each other over. Here's White. He's got Wingard on one side and Gray on the other. And he says, guess what? You two guys are good, but I'm better. Just kicked the 1 goal in each quarter so far, Port, but I get the feeling this is a significant one. Look at the runners there, Tim.
4 of them all lined up then.
And all
That's the first time we've seen that tonight.
Gray was one of them. Out of the middle. Polak, beautiful kick, West off again. We saw he didn't make the distance from here a short while back. This time to the top of the goal square. Under enormous pressure as Hooker. Oh boy, I think it hit him in the back of the head. Mitchell's kick was smothered brilliantly by Bagley. And now you feel the temperature starting to rise. And now what have the Bombers got?
Lingy, the conditions just look to have improved. The ground level, we haven't had any rain for a while. It's dried out a bit.
Yeah, no rain at all, Richo. It still certainly is slippery, but I suppose early on in the quarter and after a goal, you get a new footy from behind the goal. So the ball actually stays dry for a little bit, and it has dried up a touch. So the skills have gone up a notch at the moment in this third quarter.
How's the chant going out there, Lingy?
It is very difficult to hear you guys. Port fans are now starting to come awake.
Finding their voice, soccer off the ground by Zach Merritt, kept it alive. Little handball back into O'Shea, Homch. And now Ebert took him on through the middle, got rid of it. Iffy to Impey, dragged down the tackle. O'Shea's handball wind to Pittard, and they conceded. Look at the advice from the Port fans.
Fair goatee on that gentleman in the front row.
Yes, very unusual, Richo. Here in Adelaide. Look at the hill. It's packed. I reckon this may well be a record ever crowd between these two. Tonight, Chapman there. Little handball, Zaharakis. Got a little bit of it, Cassisi. To O'Shea, Pittard now got to go across the goal. His kick has to be perfect. That's a low one, and it's not. It's going to come back here. Winderlich threads the needle, and Carlisle will get a look from 35.
Yeah, you called it, BT. If you're going to come through the dead middle of the ground there, this kick, you have to hit the target. He didn't, and it just Winderlich sitting back as that sweeper. He had too long to be able to deliver that into Carlisle.
Kicked the very first goal of the game, Jakey Carlisle. Here he is from a comfortable distance for him, 40 metres out. To the hill end. Distance not a problem, he's got it, he liked it straight off the boot. The Bombers fight back. Oh yeah, let's get the man a swag or a hammock or something and just swing it off the corners of the coach's box as Bomber in relax mode.
Well, he was toey before the game.
Carlisle's kicked a couple, the 7th time in his career he's kicked a couple, but strangely enough, never kicked more than 2 in a game, Jake Carlisle, and one senses he's going to have to exceed that tonight.
They've got a runner up their sleeve too, Port Adelaide. Young is their sub tonight. Essendon have gone for Hardingham, who can't really play on the ball, so they might just at some stage go a little bit smaller, Port Adelaide.
Myers. Zaharakis. White got him in the tackle before he got it out the side. Ambrose. Straightening kick. Here comes Danaher. Got the break and chest mark. The angle will suit his left foot. But the little man has probably just entered the head about now.
It does.
Yeah.
It plays all sorts of tricks on you, doesn't it, Richo?
He'll be getting so much good advice from the hill too.
Thanks, Matthew.
They'll be just being so positive towards Joe as he's going back there.
He's gone too far back towards them, though.
He's gone too close to the fence back there.
He's gone right near the drip tray on the perimeter piping there.
15 seconds.
This will favour his left. 15 seconds, says the umpire. Conditions rather benign here at this ground in terms of the wind. Slot this, and Port really will be up against it, and he's kicked it to the near side. He's not even sure, I can tell from that kick, he's not even sure now where to aim the ball. He's not sure what his kick does, whether it's left to right or right to left. He needs to get out and kick some footies and work out what he does naturally before he can start aiming at a particular position. There's Pittard, perhaps the Matthew Lloyd school of kicking, which I believe has just started.
The big academy Lloyd he's opened up.
Charging exorbitant elite prices too, I believe, but he could take Joey on for free, I'd reckon.
He'll make him pay, don't worry.
Pittard, interception by Hurley, kept it alive, thought about the underground along the handball. Out of bounds.
Actually held on to the ball then because there was nobody forward then for him to kick the ball to, so it was actually just going to rebound from Port Adelaide. So it's actually not a bad result that they get a stoppage here again, the Bombers.
Lead it by 24. That was the half-time margin. Monfries. Westhoff circling the ball, allowed Hurley a little hole to get in there. And now Myers as well. Polak's there as well. Boak fast hands lightning. Wines didn't expect it was so quick. Now on the Hartlett, the overlap runner. Here goes the Port machine, but they just make a skill error. Bagley too hard. Dempsey was only a metre away. You just got to touch it to him. Polak through some traffic. Little handball out the back to Boak. Boak to Westhoff. Banged it on the boot. Got it forward. Wingard's thereabouts. So is Schultz off hands. Hooker, well done. Interception. Wingard goal. No, he's missed.
That's just instinctive play, isn't it? That in that situation, Hooker would try and handball the ball backwards. That's what they do. In these conditions, I think they've got to change. It's hard for players to change the way they play, but these are wet conditions. Even though it's not raining out there, it's wet conditions, and we saw that handball from Bagley, even that forward handball. You're facing a goal, you should be kicking.
Pittard to Wines. Wines really wide to Polak. Kept it alive, got it in the danger spot. Mitchell worked back bravely with the flight of the footy. Now Monfries near the boundary line. Oh, good tackle, Bagley. A really good tackle. And furious are the Port fans. But that was just a good tackle. And the umpire telling Kane Corns to stand up after Brendan Goddard gave him a little bit of a nudge. Mitchell, hands, Wines. Doesn't attempt the goal. The smother mid-air by Dempsey was impressive.
Leave it! Come on, leave it! Don't go high. Go on in. Now I got it.
Just hit the ball to space here, Port Adelaide. This is what they're going to try and do, just clear some of this congestion.
Lobe, Polak, Corns, right foot, Nana! Did Bagley get a hand? The goal umpire says yes.
They go the long kick in again, Richo outside 50.
Well, they have done all night, and in these conditions, you wouldn't be trying to pinpoint anything tonight.
Left or right?
Well, Winderlick's made a run to the right, but
wanted in between the two big fellas, Carlisle and Hurley, but have a look at that. Ebert, while they were occupied, just chipped in and plucked it. Here's Schultz. Hooker there as well.
He got away with one there, Schultz. He can take a massive pang.
That's amazing.
He's paid it.
The umpire further up the ground, who's 100 metres away from that, actually had a clearer view than the umpire that was on the spot. I mean,
free kick against Schultz there. Sorry, Tim, for abuse, I think it was.
Oh, was it? No, the other umpire came up the field.
Oh, okay,
so,
right.
yeah.
No, he went too early and
unrealistic.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. Circle of players around this contest, and Lobe pops it right in the middle. It says, do your best. Hartlett bumbled out of the way. Goddard. Who handball to Collier. Down the line, Collier. Stretching effort there from Ambrose. Over the top, Zarak's trying to break loose. Eventually did it. Did really well. Kept it alive. High footy. Danger here for Port Adelaide. Knocked away. Ebert again into a bit of space. Howlett. Been a quietish night for him. Little right foot kick. And this one, Pittard will be under. Oh, no. Dropped an easy one. Merritt to Danaher. Danaher around the body. Needs a favourable bounce.
that would have been a disaster.
Chappie's got his arms up in the air there to Joey Danaher. What about me? This is the drop mark. Anything is difficult tonight because of the greasy conditions.
He did look uncomfortable a second or two before it arrived, Peter.
It stayed in the air a long time.
It's not a good feeling, is it?
It was doing a bit of left to right in the air too.
Sitting under a high ball in your defensive 50 when it's a bit soggy and wet.
Goddard has gone off the mark, so the umpire rightly called play. That is incredible composure to Collier from Goddard.
That happens all the time. If you turn it over off a kick in quickly like that, and you've had a zone set up, you haven't got time to find your direct opponent, and there's always someone out. When Goddard's got time, he's going to deliver.
That's class.
That is.
Collier, 30 metres out, directly in front. Big goal for the Bombers. And he's hung it out to the right.
Well, they just
would have put him 29 up.
Just leaving the door open, aren't
Yep, they are.
We know how well this Port Adelaide side finishes. There's no question marks about their ability to run out games.
A 10 or 15-minute burst from Port can really smash into this margin very quickly. But I've got to say, right at the moment, not looking like it. Something or someone is going to have to spark them. Cassisi, Gray, loves that along the ground handball. Boat with a nicely placed kick, finds White.
This is the problem they have, though, is this half-forward area going inside 50. Only one mark tonight. A credit to Essendon, they've got numbers back, but they're number one in the comp normally, 14 a game.
White down the line in the end. Carlisle's held, Ebert wanted a free, nothing on there. Dempsey, what do I do? Collier just says, I'll get it anyway. And now he does out of defence, but it's going to come back. Cassisi's got the fly here. Took the juggling mark.
So they've got another opportunity to go inside, but look at your screen there, there's just nothing.
Look at that.
They'll go wide to the pocket.
What a mess. What a mess.
Good luck marking these.
Gee, Myers got the run from behind. Offhands, Polak kept it alive, but I think that's a Courtney Dempsey tackle.
Richo, good call there. You're actually better off as the Port Adelaide team going wide to that boundary where you can set up again. You don't turn the ball over in the corridor and open up Essendon's attacking end. Just get a boundary throw in, try and get a stoppage goal out of this now, and you can also defend it.
Heppel with just the 11 touches last night on the back of his, what was it, Richo, 40 the week before?
Yeah, career high.
Yeah, Ebert. So he's been closely controlled tonight. Hocking took him on with the tackle. Now, did he have prior opportunity? Umpire said no. Tackled straight away, you heard.
Well, he's going to get more and more tags, obviously, as the years go on, Dyson Heppel.
It's a straight tackle, isn't it?
That's what I miss Job, because Job gets the tag normally and Heppel gets freed up, but now that he's injured.
So Kane Corns doing a really good job on him tonight, but a free kick going the way of Port. Look at Corns get into the ear of Hocking there. Have a look at him, have a chat.
Push right out, boys.
Hocking's brother does a bit of stand-up comedy, BT. Just a useless bit of information for you.
Heath Hocking's brother?
Yeah, I've heard him. Pretty humorous man.
Okay, but he's not playing here tonight, is he?
No, but just a little tidbit for you.
Okay.
Gee, it's unusual. It was a fortuitous free kick then.
Here's Hartlett. 30 metres out directly in front. In desperate need of a goal. Oh, he leaned back on that and let it slide.
Hey, BT, how hard is it, though? I mean, people watching this now are thinking, gee, how come he can't kick accurately? We saw kicks at the other end of the ground. When it's greasy like this, is it hard to plant your foot?
Oh, absolutely. Not only hard to get a really good foot connection with the ground, but that slippery, slithery ball has got to land perfectly on the boot for everything to work right tonight. Look at the speed of Collier here. Did well with Impey. Impey wants to take him out of the game, and he does. Allows O'Shea a clean and clear run at the footy. Well done to Impey there. Now Wines has got to work back. Over the top, Myers. There's Heppel. And just a scrap for the footy.
Ball pinned in.
This has been a real workmanlike job by the Bombers tonight. Nothing specky about this at all. High tackle by Cassisi.
Kane slapped in the face. Kane slapped him in the face all the way through. Tom?
Zach Merritt with the free. Plays on immediately. High footy. In front, not quite marking it there, was Ambrose. Now Ebert out of defence. What can they do this time, Port? Can they get one over this line? Yes, they can. Now here they go. Boak sets a race for Monfries. He didn't plan on Cale Hooker coming to the party, though. Out wide. The man that seems to be in every highlight being burned off by someone else was first. He's finally won a race. Cale.
He hates people talking about that Buddy Franklin incident. So.
He's going to have to watch it for the rest of his life too, isn't he?
Oh, boy. Homps with the fist.
Gee, they look like they're out there, though, didn't they? How critical now are those centre battles between the arcs? I mean, as soon as Port Adelaide look like they're going to break, they have all that space, they've got all that speed. And there's only been a few times tonight where they've been able to really get out on their own.
Corns and Hempel going out. It's intriguing stuff. That's a free to grade. Really intriguing stuff to watch the off-the-ball manners of the players, or lack of manners. Corns. White tackled to the ground here by Dempsey. He's been good with the detailed stuff tonight. Courtney Dempsey. The little smothers and the tackles here and there. Winderlich. And was it deliberate? Umpire said no, not in these difficult to handle conditions. So the interchange steward down there for Port Adelaide, Paul Rosonico, with that bald head, I think he played 16 or 17 games, the man standing in the black jacket there, for Collingwood in the 80s.
Teammate of yours, BT?
Yes, he was. Paul Rosonico, very capable player. Having said that, just the 16 or 17 games, Richo, but I guess that's all right.
That's good effort, BT. Anyone that plays AFL footy.
Be disparaging towards him, Richo, because
no, he's played
good effort.
I remember him. He was a good player.
Yep.
What number did he wear, Richo?
I'm not sure. Can't remember that, but I do remember the name.
Heppel in and under there. We've almost got a free, but this has been the order of the night. Hasn't been pretty footy.
32 it was, BT.
That's right, it was.
Just came to you.
Yeah.
Corns, Gray. And finally O'Shea. Kicks to a 2-on-1. Bombers advantage here. Trouble is Wingard's the 1-in-2. White went in with some real ferocity. Ball pin won't come out of there.
Look at that. You can just see the intent of the Bombers tonight. There's 3 players there just getting after White when he picked up that ground ball. Real intent.
The danger is they've just started to be, for Essendon, they've started to win some stoppages, Port Adelaide. So can they shut them down again here?
The players around the footy. Zaharakis, Winderlich and Hocking. Ebert did a good job on him. Now Boak in amongst it, taking them on as White. Flick the ball out the back. This is what we've been watching all night. This is a little ugly just here at the moment. Chapman wanting a free. That was almost a forward suplex by Ebert on Chapman there, and still no free. Umpire lets it run. It's horrible. Either ball it up or get a free out of there. The smother on Howlett was impressive. Wingard to Gray. Little inside outer. Finally something on the end of it for Port. Now this goal is a dispute here, but it has been given the all clear.
Confirmed goal. Yep. Oh, that's right.
And it is a confirmed goal to Gray, so it will count. And just want to let people out there know that as a matter of course, whenever a goal is scored, during the break and getting the ball back to the middle, all goals are looked at by those up in the office.
Yeah, the people upstairs, every goal is looked at. That means every goal, and if they see anything, they can call down to the umpire on the ground.
So Port, 2 goals to 1 in the quarter. Their first sniff. Here comes Pollack with a long footy. Bombers got the numbers back, though, keeping it alive. There was Hartnett, did well. Now he needs clean hands, got that. Bagley with a lunging tackle. Good effort from him. Westhoff needs running support. Got Corns around the corner. Great kick to a dangerous spot. They line up here. Schultz, Melksham. Defensive punch, 16-point ball game.
Massive spoil that by Jake Melksham. You could see Chad Wingard was hovering at the feet of that contest. Melksham was the bloke who was responsible for him when you come up and try and get yourself involved in the marking contest and your man stays at ground level, you have to make sure you influence the contest or it's a goal the other way.
52 stoppages in this game already. Polak's got a free here. Goes inside and did it really nicely. Ollie Wines will get a look from 40, so all of a sudden a chance here for Port to trim it back to 10 points. You get the feel they're starting to generate a bit of electricity. The power.
As we know, though, this is not an easy kick based on other set shots we've seen this quarter. Players have found it difficult to get distance and accuracy from less distance than what Ollie Wines will kick from.
Kick it from exactly 50, and that's slithered off the boot. That's that juice on the nut or the boot that I'm talking about. And just a little hard to control in the conditions.
Now, clearances aren't necessarily a gauge for success in this game, but it's 11-5 this quarter Port's way. So they're able to actually generate great momentum around the stoppages, and that's put enormous pressure on Essendon's backline.
Have a listen to the murmur here at the moment. Listen to this. Just the murmur. It's just rumbling along here at the Adelaide Oval.
I think
they want to get involved, but they can't at the moment.
Yeah, they're just waiting for their team to come. They're used to them coming this year.
Pittard through some traffic. It is a really crucial couple of minutes here in the game as to whether the Bombers can continue to stand up or whether Port can crack them open.
I think the clearances are really important tonight because it's so hard to transition once you get it inside your forward 50. It's so hard for Essendon to move the footy, and they're just stuck in Port's half of the ground. So if you can get first use of the footy and get forward, it's pretty important tonight.
Those kicks there are lucky to be 15 metres. They'd be lucky to be 10.
So the coaches are, or most coaches are happy with it to go to 20 metres.
That's in the survey in the footy record this weekend. You're right, Richo. Kick out wide to Merritt. This is Zach.
So that's brave by the Bombers. I mean, that's great play.
Back to Zach Merritt. Impey was all over him. Forced the cough up. Handball. Myers goes with a bit of a stiff arm. Around the corner. Good job. I think it's Melksham's got it. Now Melksham says, settle, boys. Danaher offers the lead in the pocket. Ignores that.
Just got to go
long to the top of the square,
yeah.
Richo.
Or get a ball up. Get a throw in.
Got Hurley in that position right here. He gets a run at the footy here as well. Was able to get both hands on it. Howell around the corner with a left foot snap.
Whoa.
Hit the timber work. 1 minute remains in the third quarter.
Would have been really good at different times this year with these kick-ins too. It's Hartlett. He's got a massive leg on him.
And that's no exception. That is a sensational kick, Tim. Well done, Impey. So half-back, 53 seconds and counting. Made a little bit of inroads. Trimmed the margin by some 7 points. Here, Port. Now Monfries on a surging run. He's got Westhoff in a really good position. One out with Carlisle. Up they fly. In front, no winner. Hooker there. Wingard trying to keep it alive. That's out of bounds. Now, with 32 seconds, you would think the only ones that can score from here are Port.
Yeah, Essendon will get everyone in here.
They need a few more, Richard. They've only got 15.
Only 15
inside their defensive 50.
That shot there is every player on the ground. In 1/5 of the ground, I would reckon. Every player on the ground in the picture there.
Geez, throwing line on the ball here.
20 seconds there. Has he made an effort?
Oh. Dempsey's gone back. I mean, that's smart play by Dempsey. He's going to play the goalkeeper here, but he doesn't want to be sucked too far up the ground.
It's going to be something special, though, for Port to get it out of this situation.
Paul Chapman barking instructions about manning up, and he's spot on as well. Handball shot at Goldgray. Had a real opportunity. Here's Westhoff. Off hands, honking with the rush behind.
Gee, it nearly was. How good were Polak's hands?
Robbie Gray in the front half. How dangerous is he?
4 goals, 14 for Port Adelaide. So closing couple of seconds here. And This game is at an intriguing point. There's a little bit of hustle and bustle between Ryder and Lobe at the moment. Just a little bit of push and shove. The umpire might blow the whistle here. Stay with us. A little bit of heat in the game. We like it. Bombers by just 16 points here at three-quarter time.
Brought to you by Amy.
Story of the night. The Bombers started 7-7. It was Jakey Carlisle, surprise up forward, who kicked the first goal of the game. And there was a lot of courage. Heath Hocking copped an absolute ripper as well. There's a little bit of fisticuffs. Two guys that have got a bit of history from last year. Westhoff showed his aerial skills as well. At half-time, it was a 24-point lead. A little trip there, and the dead-eye, Jay Schultz went back and slotted the goal. And that was the only goal of the second quarter. Then in the third quarter, it was Myers to get them going here, and the few fans for the Bombers celebrating there as well. And of course, Matty White at his normal brilliant best with that acceleration and speed was able to goal for Port Adelaide. Three-quarter time margin, the Bombers, Tim, by 16 points, and their fans are loving it.
Yeah, they're very much in this game. Hartlett's been their chief ball winner with 23. Zaharak has had 21 for the Bombers. Myers again strong in that quarter with 20. And we've had the sound meter measuring the sound levels here all night. That last goal, that Robbie Gray goal, this is the sound recording. It's been the loudest all night. BT, I reckon we're going into 110, 120 territory in this last quarter if they get in front, Port Adelaide.
Cameron Lings downstairs.
Yeah, BT, it certainly is very loud here. I think they're trying to break that record at the moment. Both subs have been activated for this game. Dom Cassisi off for Port, Aaron Young on, Kyle Hardingham on for Essendon, and it's Patrick Ambrose off.
Young, there he is, the sub, but a free kick will go the way of Schultz here early on. So this will liven things up. Jay Schultz gets a look.
There you go. Just locked down. You can't do that. I mean, Carl Hooker just loses his feet there and drags Schultz down. But it was actually their sub, Young, that got the ball out of the centre. So already he's having an impact on the game.
Good work by Jay Schultz, though. He just pushed back hard and made Hooker react to him.
Schultz from 40. Not a lot of angle. Goals. They're back within 10 points.
Well, we've seen the Essendon coach, Bomber Thompson, have a heart-to-heart occasionally with a player. He dragged Jake Meltram to one side there, eyeballed him. They stood toe-to-toe for some time. Most of the talking was being done by Bomber Thompson. We'll keep an eye on Jakey Meltram in this last quarter.
I think he also told someone else to go away while he had that conversation as Wingard goes to Gray to within 10 points here. They kicked 3 of the last 4 goals here, Port Adelaide. And just a little bit of a panic kick out wide there.
Guys, you saw from that last centre bounce, Chad Wingard getting the clearance. He's starting off the back of the square, and I reckon he's got the message, just go for it, just charge through and back yourself.
Okay, so we'll watch him. But any future centre bounces? Lobe in front. Knocks it out, Hartlett just split the middle. Gave it to O'Shea. O'Shea went very deep into the pocket. And the result is that.
We know they're a great last quarter team. Sorry, Timmy, and there it is there. Well and truly in front over final quarters, and they've started with that belief. They know how good they are. Can they do it again tonight? Conditions are a little different to most of their other games this year.
Well, the margin now at 10 points so early in the quarter is nothing. It means absolutely nothing as Wingard steals one here and will get a look from about 30 metres out on the boundary line.
This will test that man for the moment. Theory with this guy, Chad Wingard, he loves it.
And what would be going through his mind at the moment is, do I kick the drop punt here, or am I going to run around and lessen the angle on the left?
He's set up for the droppy.
Yeah,
just open it up a little bit.
Looks like he's going to stay with the line of the drop punt. Hangs it out to the left.
The Bombers have got to try and take some pressure off their back line here. I reckon this is the time to kick the ball as long and as far as you can possibly out, and then they're going to Goddard too, which is probably a good decision. Just take some pressure off your back six. He's going short to that pocket. I reckon they'll put the cross the goal kick away this time.
I just wonder whether in this situation they do miss Dustin Fletcher's coolness, calmness, choice of decision, really, kicking skills.
Well, he's going to always be in the right spot. He reads the play as well as anyone back there. And Hibbert, don't forget him. He's had a huge season.
Sure, he'll be back next week, Dusty, and I'm sure that he'll play again next year. We certainly hope he does. Single-figure margin now, Essendon by 9.
So you love this stage of the game, though, don't you? A side on the road, they've had the lead all night, they're being challenged, the fans are behind the home side. What can they do, Essendon? I mean, their season's really on the line in this last quarter.
Done everything right, the Bombers. Absolutely everything to try and curb the influence of this all-conquering Port outfit. Impy to Westhoff.
Gee, they've suddenly got some run and momentum around the stoppages coming from behind the footy, as Lingy spoke about with Wingard before. And there it is again. Great run from behind. It makes it easy for the forwards to lead at the football.
These are tough kicks, though, from this part of the ground.
To get it back to 3 points. Westhoff looking for his first goal early in the last quarter. That's a little bit right. No! Hit the post. Pretty good effort from there, really, when it's all said and done.
Dempsey's going to take the pressure on board.
Yep.
Play on.
Oh, that's gone very close. That is such a good kick to Goddard.
That was like threading a needle. We're right behind that kick. I mean,
takes some nerve
the margin
to do that.
for difficulty there, and that kick was extreme.
Play on.
The skill that these modern players have. Oh, look at that little fly up over the top, and was nicely elevated in the end. Pittard is in amongst it.
If Essendon can just break through out of one of these situations, they've got Danaher holding one out.
I reckon they need someone else inside the attacking 50 at ground level just to give them a bit of pace, though.
Yeah, Tim, and Joe Danaher right on cue, as you were saying, that was calling for somebody to come back so he can have support and numbers if that ball hits the ground.
Howlett, fresh airy in the end, really. There's the sub, Young, who was mauled. White to Wines, to Schultz, long way out Schultz. Goes short, couldn't bomb it, no one was on long, and he finds White again. Wines wants it short, and in that area he was, but the mark being taken by Broadbent instead. Now a high ball looking for Gray.
Gee, that's a good mark.
Now he'll definitely run around here.
Just needs to, he's going to calm it down. He'll think through this situation with Robbie Gray.
So does he face the centre of the ground? Yes, he's in two minds at the moment. Now he does. Kick around the body. Some more timber work.
He had teammates calling for it, and he was second-guessing himself. I reckon he normally doesn't miss those.
A record all-time crowd between these two teams. A massive 46,786 here tonight, which is bigger than any other crowd between these two teams, including the opening of, as it was known then, Colonial Stadium in Melbourne. 46,786. They continue to amaze.
They're loving this venue, aren't they?
Yep. The footbridge just outside this ground will have to be redesigned. It's had so much weight and traffic on it this year. They're going to have to beef it up, I reckon. Porter on the charge. They've got it back to 7 points. And they're just waiting to bring the crowd into the game, and the next goal will. Early.
Pittard's just waiting back here on his own. Watch this.
Impey. Chapman and Merritt with the tackle. Ryan Hartlett.
The real worrying sign the early part of this last quarter is Essendon's inability to be able to go with Port Adelaide from the spread from the stoppages.
Gee, it hasn't been a spectacular game, has it? It's
Free kick off the footy here. Will go the way of Port Adelaide and Hartlett. Port will just take off now to Timmy, what you're talking about. Jonas the target. Look at the spread. Look at this.
Ebert working hard down the ground. Impey messed it up. Now he's got to make it up. And he does to Jonas. Showed a clean set of heels there, Jonas. Corns, fast hands. Back in the direction of O'Shea. Just belted it forward without any thought whatsoever. Hocking with a difficult ball. Here comes Monfries. Did he take him forward in the tackle? Reckon he might have a little.
He got a stinking bounce there, Heath Hocking. Just a sitting duck waiting for that ball.
Just chances of Kenny Hinkley just talking about how good they are at finishing games at three-quarter time.
That there has been the order of the night.
Yeah, I reckon though at this stage Essendon are actually trying to lock the ball down, whereas Port Adelaide are doing everything they can to actually free the ball and get into the space. And that's going to be their worry, being able to go with them.
Tight game, nevertheless. Packed crowd. Inside 50 is starting to work for Port. They've trimmed the margin. They're out by 24 at one stage. They're back to 7. Melksham out of the congestion to Hurley. Pittard with a good tackle. Collier. Just no space for anyone to operate out there. Howlett. I never thought the Bombers could play like this.
No, well, I mean, Collier really becomes an important player because, as we saw last Friday night, he's on screen there now, he has genuine leg speed. I mean, he's one player that can really operate in open territory.
Can he find some? When will this game crack open? When are we going to see that space? It just doesn't look...
Don't think it will tonight, BT.
Tight. Hocking tried to back into the pack.
It's just so hard to be one touch in these situations here to get someone free on the outside.
It's pretty ugly. Hurley to Danaher. Mark paid.
That's what it takes. Good one-on-one wins like Hurley then.
Oh, he's popped the ball up high to Collier, who's got to beat a whole host, and wasn't a real smart option from a goal. A big goal kicking forward. Lobe gets it off to Pittard, goes down the line looking for Monfries. Corns corrals rather than go out of Heppel, did well. Winderlick to Goddard, round the corner, starting to line up here. Port, Ebert tackled, Monfries got it there, happy with the boundary, Monfries.
You're right about the Joe Danaher kick. I mean, it wasn't an intelligent kick at that part of the game and at that part of the ground as well. I mean, it's a real speculative kick to one of the smallest blokes on the ground, and then easy for Port Adelaide to run the ball from there.
Out-tackled them in every quarter tonight, the Bombers. Myers, some clear space. Tries to draw Danaher to the footy. Needed to get the hands out rather than the chest there. Got to extend the jukes when there's pressure right on you. Hardingham, the sub, harasses O'Shea. Hardingham will get a second go. Little left foot dribbler. White saves the day for Port. And that kick is out of bounds on the full. So Stanton trying to get it off Merritt. Now I reckon it's Merritt's kick. Come on, Zach. Stanton's got in. I think he might have fooled the umpire there. I think that's what happened. So I don't think it should be Stanton's kick.
This is just going to go to the top of the square. He can't kick this distance.
From 50 metres out, he kicked it to the near side, searching for the journey. Back to a 8-point lead. Now Merritt's there. That's his kick, not Stanton's. Pollack. Ebert. Plenty of the 18th touch for him tonight. Hamish Hartlett leads all comers for Port. They're 25, in fact, all comers on the ground. Ebert through the middle, a little low footy. Finds Hartlett. Now the run, the overlap, really important. Hobbs out wide. Pittard Tries to go in a straight line and direct. Tried to take him on up the middle. Got a little bit caught. Enough to get it off to White, though. Now White goes into a dangerous spot. Mark taken by Boak. The skipper will line up 35 metres out directly in front to get them within 2 points.
It's an intelligent kick by Matty White. I thought Pittard had tried to do too much there.
Take the line.
Gee, had Hurley played that a little bit differently too.
Just overplayed it, didn't he?
Yeah, he needed just to stay with his feet on the ground and do the tackle.
15 guard.
So.
Hey, in line with me. Don't jump over.
They're still difficult kicks, these ones, BT.
They are. 35 directly in front. Stuttery run up. He nursed it through. Look at the hill go up behind them. Back within 2 points. The crowd has got up and about here. They're within 2. They've kicked 4 of the last 5. And I'll ask you the question, Tim and Richo, when do the Bombers start looking for a goal rather than trying to save it?
Well, they're there now. They're at that point now.
Going to have to kick a goal or 2 to win it, aren't they?
Oh, they've got to kick 2 goals, I think, to win this game.
Hooker. Zaharakis out wide. Sees Winderlick. He's got a couple of little chip kicks over the top. Collier worked really hard for him. And now drawing to the footy, Hurley. Once again, trying to mark it on the chest. Impey. Collier. Pollack. Gained 15 and then was met very solidly, but carefully, I might add, by Howlett. Oh, gee, it's a late call.
That's called by the umpire, 110 metres away.
Gee, I reckon Howlett had stopped. Gee, that's tough. Schultz elevated early. Carlisle under enormous Monfree's pressure at the moment. And now the ball very much in dispute. Umpire, quick whistle this time for one of the rare times tonight.
Just saw that last attempt by Essendon to go inside 50. Tried to spear a pass to Hurley on the lead. I think you just got to go as long as you can at the moment and get it as deep inside 50.
Game's 107 minutes old at this stage. The Bombers have led for 98 of those 107 minutes. They're now just leading by 2. Boak. Pressure starting to rise. Chapman along the line. Hardingham. He's the sub. He's got the wheels. He says to O'Shea, catch me if you can. He could have kept going, Kyle. Don't think he realised he had him beaten.
Gee, Port Adelaide dodged one there, not just the kick. Then from Hardingham, they were disorganised down in defence. Impey is on Michael Hurley at the moment, and they still haven't changed it. So if Essendon can turn the ball over, they'll have a mismatch again.
Young ran out of tarmac in the end. That's a dangerous kick. Got to be good hands here. And they are not. And now they come from everywhere. Chapman, Myers, Carlisle, who followed Monfree's down then. Now kicks it inside 50. Homps just in the nick of time to Pittard. Loves to run with the footy.
He backs himself in every time, Pittard, doesn't he?
He does. He's got the stiff arm working, but he's caught that time. He took him on. And it's a Zaharakis free outside 50. No one on the mark.
He's too far out, though, too, Zaharakis. I mean, he's...
Plays on, short kick. Punch away Westhoff. Dempsey trying to find some space. He's on his non-preferred side, and he made a mess of that. I'm not sure what happened, whether the ball got tangled. Chapman pursued, mirrored around the corner. High footy inside 50. Hardingham was there. Was it a knock of the arms? Lobe, Ebert, short ball. Heppel touched. Heppel runs at goal and misses.
He's got it.
He's got it. Heppel's kicked it.
Fantastic finish here from Dyson Heppel, the banana kick. Well, Essendon have been in this situation a fair bit this season. Hawthorn, Melbourne, and of course Geelong last week. Have they learnt anything from it? Can they handle the situation better?
Well, the 2 tagged players, Boak and Heppel, have stood up and kicked really big goals in the last 5 minutes.
Wingard lined up again on the back of the square there. He looked like he was going to receive the ball. It's so damaging coming through there.
So they're weathering the storm here, the Bombers.
They've got a little bit of the control back in the last few minutes.
They have. Chapman disciplined down the line. And that'll do the Bombers.
So that's a better result. Go as long as you can, get it out of bounds, set up. You don't want to be spearing in short passes now.
Danaher and Westhoff. He'll tap Westhoff at the feet of Corns. Howler, Chapman, somehow come out with a footy. Got it rolling towards goal. Now Hardingham pursued by Hopch.
Gee, a goal here would nearly be enough for the Bombers. Port would then have to kick 3 goals to win the game.
Clock at 6:47 starting to become a real factor now. Scoreboard pressure in the minds of Port Adelaide will start to work if they don't score very, very quickly. Young's kick was past, he's smothered by a fast closing Collier. Now Hartlett's got to take him on through the middle. This is a big time kick and he makes it. Broadbent, another one, and that's not so good. Winderlick interception. They had players on left and right. They couldn't find them. Kick wide to Goddard. Time to recover the footy for Goddard. And that usual composure was just brilliant. Then Zaharakis with an opportunity to make it incredibly difficult for Port.
This is the turnover 2 in the middle of the ground. And
smart players too. Winderlick.
How smart's this bloke?
Then Goddard.
Like he always makes the right decision.
Zaharakis, big time attempted goal, hooked it. So 10-point margin, so no damage done for Port there, or is it 9 points? And my score, it's saying 9 points at the moment.
Blake's just having a rest at the moment too. He's going to be dangerous when he comes back on. That's a great mark.
9 it is.
That's what you want your ruckman doing, don't you? Taking big grabs around the ground like that.
It's a risky kick for a ruckman to be kicking in that position, but he made it to White. White goes really wide. Finds an opportunity with Jonas. Now to the skipper, Boak. Around the corner to the bearded Westhoff, and his handball was picked off rather easy.
Saw Port Adelaide do this against the Sydney Swans too. I mean, they love these situations. They're really backing their run at the moment. They're trying to stretch the ground and make it as big as they possibly can when they have control of the ball, and really force Essendon to run and try and stick with them.
4 teams at the top of the ladder on 44 points. Shows you the importance here for Port Adelaide. Zaharakis met really high by Lobie. 5 minutes, and they'd be wondering now.
Collier's out.
All of a sudden, in the minds of Port Adelaide players, they would now be starting to think, have we got time? At 9 points, the way that this game has been played. A normal game, you'd say, no worries. Hocking marks.
Guys, you see Heath Hocking taking that mark there. He's moved to Robbie Gray. Robbie Gray, obviously the most dangerous player now for Port, could break them open, so he's moved off Travis Boak.
Jonas. Picked up here by Carlisle under Ryder. Not hit. But opportunity, Winderlick, Fletcher. Got the ball back to Stanton, and Stanton takes the mark right on centre wing. Stanton with a little low ball out to Heppel, so starting to just milk a bit of time off the tick-tock here, the Bombers. They lead it by 9, and we've got 4 left. Heppel. Inside, mark taken, Hopch, got to go.
They've just got
to go.
Got to play on fast footy everywhere for Port.
Nothing down the field for Boak. He's going to have to go with the inside kick here. And he's really disappointed that no one is there, and he has to lay off backwards and sideways. This is better, O'Shea.
Well, Essendon responded after that Boak goal. 9 of the last 10 inside 50s they've had.
Gray into trouble and out of trouble. You've got to try and find something in the corridor. The Bombers doing a great job of protecting the corridor at the moment. They've held fast here. Howlett winds, fast hands. Howlett went over. Handball was too firm. Once again, I've seen several of those tonight. Attack the ball, Harlan, big win. Gray with the give and go through traffic. The little handball, even though he knew he was going to be tackled. Young took him on. You've got to kick it, man. Got it inside inside 50. Schultz a chance. The knock on to Wingard. Over the top. Big chance here for Mitchell. Directly in front. He's missed. That was it.
How great was that tap there from Schultz?
That was it.
Oh no, there's still time, BT. I mean, they've got to score twice, but there's 2:46 on the clock. So
oh yeah, they got time, but that was it. If they really wanted to,
that was a great chance.
Get back in it.
He had too much time in the end. The game, it's been so hot, this footy.
Wingard, what can he do here? 49
oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Boundary line. Oh, nearly got the journey. A metre short from Wingard.
How dangerous are those players now at ground level? You've got Wingard, Gray, capable of doing something miraculous here. Monfries.
Oh, if you're the Bombers,
nobody guarding the goal here for the Bombers either.
You would be very nervous here. Trying to set the scene there was Boak. Mitchell, fast hands, winds. Howlett advanced it forward, but here's the wall of Port Adelaide players. Now, if Pittard can turn and get it in long, give them a chance here. Handball wide. Opportunity now for O'Shea to do likewise. He does. Opens the face of goal up. Dangerous kick for the Bombers. Monfries tackled. Dropping a ball. Picked up by Mitchell. Goal. No decision. He did not handball it and he did not kick it. You must pay the tackler. You must pay the tackler, surely. It was the perfect tackle. You cannot do any better than that.
Well, let's have a look at it, BT.
Yeah, that is the contentious free kick, and that's definitely a free kick against incorrect disposal.
Had time to dispose of it and didn't make contact.
The umpire may say that the ball was not free in the tackle.
He ran. Yes, that's what they will say.
And they will say that.
They will say that. He ran 4 steps, and the umpires rightly will say that.
This is, look at it, the way Essendon are setting up here, though. What's really dangerous is there's going to be Wingard coming off the back of the square here.
Essendon by 2 points. A minute 50 remaining, and Port are sensing something here now as they go forward again. Carlisle.
They got so many numbers back, the Bombers. They had 2 players free there.
Let's see how they handle the pressure of having to hang on to the footy.
A long time to hang on to it.
Minute 30 it is.
So they've failed the test about 3 times this year, the Bombers.
Well, they've now gone into definite game-saving mode and hanging on to the footy.
But Port have
Look at Port starting to push up.
And they've been really good at getting the Essendon players quickly.
Winderlick. Dempsey. Ryder was looking for the boundary line. Here's an opportunity for Polak, caught in a really good tackle by Merritt. Ebert was there, so was Howlett. Big stoppage here, Wines crashed in.
You won't get a free kick now for over the shoulder. How many numbers they got behind the ball now, Essendon? 1, just Carlisle sitting back in the hole.
You've got Stanton sitting off the back of the pack.
These other Essendon players need to push up to stop this.
Young.
That.
Here they go. Gray. Tried the foot candy. Second go, they need to just advance the footy here. A big win there by Heppel. Knockout wide.
Hardingham
shines a boundary.
Hardingham just did enough in that tackle. I thought they were going to go inside 50. Port. Great tackle, Hardingham.
Almost into the last play of the game here.
Got to balance the numbers of this stoppage.
Boundary throw in neutral territory. 40 seconds. O'Shea moves it forward. 1 win, 1 mark will stop the game and win it for their team here. Pittard was caught with a tackle, had to go hard. Melksham, a brilliant win of the footy. Chapman out wide. I think the Bombers have nearly done enough. 20 seconds remaining in the game. Pittard, 1 last chance.
What about Chappie? Chappie's kick just out for touch. Danaher did well to get over and touch it. It would have been deliberate, probably.
Big win. They've been sensational on the road, the Bombers. 16 seconds. They have to be perfect from here, Port. And the Bombers won't let that happen. They are going to win. Essendon will win on the road in the Fortress here. Or the Portress, as it's referred to. Bomber Thompson and coaching staff absolutely ecstatic. High fives and handshakes everywhere. Adrian Dodoro in there, of course, Joe Watson, the skipper.
Simon Goodwin is in there.
2 seconds in the game. Siren sounds. Bombers have won in a big game in front of a record crowd. Melcham doesn't get the journey. And a sensational win here from the Essendon Football Club. And the Port fans are not happy. Not often they're silenced. So Port Adelaide have now lost 3 of their last 4 games, and Essendon with win number 8. Bomber Thompson being met by so many fans here in hostile territory, it must be added. He will go out, and you can see the elation on his face, Cameron Ling.
Yeah, he certainly can. We just saw footage of Bomber Thompson, all the coaches just going off in the coaches' box. Great win, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's a great win. We've lost close games this year, and it's good to come over there. Port are a top side, been on top side all year. And we knew we could match with them because we played good against top sides this year. It's frustrating. So it's great to get a win. The boys love it, as you said.
I'm sure it was a really tense last minute or two there. But did you learn a bit from those unfortunate losses throughout the year?
Yeah, we did. Probably at starts. We were playing catch-up footy all year in third quarters, and then it sort of fatigued us for the last quarter. And tonight we had the start and had to try and come back. And we knew that when it come. The crowd here is amazing for them. I can't believe how loud it is. And we knew that when it come, but we held on and we won.
It was one of those just really tough nights. Wasn't really slippery on the ground. Just had to battle it out.
Yeah, we knew metres gain tonight was going to be the key. It's dewy here in Adelaide always at night, and just get the ball forward. They played a few numbers back, so we sort of tried to tweak it in the end, but we only scored 62, but we won, so it's great.
Oh, that's all that matters. Well done tonight, Zach. Great job.
Thanks.
Yes, the Bombers have lost 3 games under 9 points this season. They finally win a close one. It went down to 1 decision in the end. I want you to have a look at this. I think in the end the umpire's probably right, but the Twitter fear has gone off its brain over this tackle not being rewarded to Port. To Essendon, I'm sorry, as Port kicked the goal.
Well, I guess he had 3 or 4 steps. He didn't dispose of it properly, but as you said, Timmy, they'll argue that it was knocked out.
And I think it was knocked out in the tackle.
I don't know if his hand hit it, it just fell out.
Okay.
I reckon you can argue both sides.
Back down to Cameron Ling.
Well, Stans, we were just the boys were just talking about that, holding the ball, nearly holding the ball. It was a Port Adelaide goal in the end. Did you think it was holding the ball?
Yeah, look, it was hard to see. I was actually behind them, but look, we're just pretty happy that we got the result that we did, and the boys have really worked hard over the last 6 or 7 weeks to get consistent footy out, and that's what we saw tonight.
We noticed there late in that game yourself, Brendan Goddard, a few of the senior players doing a lot of yelling, screaming, pointing fingers, trying to make sure that last 2 minutes worked the way it should have worked.
Yeah, we were very disappointed in how it worked last week against Geelong. So to be able to get that right within a week is fantastic, and it just shows the character of the people we got at this football club, that we can change things quickly and win games of football.
It really keeps your season well and truly alive now, doesn't it? Gives you belief going into the late part of the year.
Yeah, it does. Not only Port Adelaide are a fantastic side, and to come over here and beat them on their home turf, it's certainly that little bit extra special.
Well done, Stance. Go and enjoy it, mate.
Have a look at the steam coming off Stance there as the Bombers enjoy the victory here tonight, and why not? Hey, listen, stay with us. We're going to go straight down to the Bomber rooms here. We're going to join in for the song. They're going to just do a quick lap here, and they'll be back shortly, and so will we. The Bombers tonight in a big victory over Port by 2 points.
Coming up on the post-match show, all the highlights and big talking points from tonight's clash, including the key players down inside the rooms. Baz is at Footy Central for all of today's results, plus the latest news with Steve-O. And the pressers are always interesting viewing when Bomber is involved.